No, it is fine and prominent. That's how my gut floor is doing. Just don't want my gut floor doing this. I want it to thrive.
Welcome. It's August 23rd. You guys are watching another glorious episode of the StopGap Stop Pants Back Tits Participation Awards. Bathtub of Crawdads. Anyone but the Haitians join ISIS. Small Knife Ninja Pump and Dump. A10 Warthog overthrow the bourgeoisie. Blocking my blockchain. Black hole explosion. The Greatest Generation. Senator Congressman Jr. Money in the Dick. Stan Cosby. Coffee Date. Peppa Pig. Gangsta. Hoovia. Out of Shape. Gay Puerto Rican. Genie. Goodnight Biscuit. Soy Boy. Momo. Canadian. White House Fire. The Loneliest Tooth. Womp Womp. Just a scotch to the right youth. Just a scotch to the right youth. Soccer cave orgy. Sweaty Brazilian. Leg kick and hang myself. How are we real to seize the means of production? Fish versus centipede. German cell phone. Drowning. Plea. Fire. Sail. Radio. Show. It's getting real. It's getting real.
Yeah, maybe we could do it like in abbreviations.
We only got like 16 more to go before the year's over, though.
Yeah, you can do it. I believe in you.
We're good. We can hang on until then. We can make it longer. But it's August 23rd. In case you guys haven't seen the news, what do we got? Canada's Prime Meat has announced that he will be running again in next year's election. So we're getting some beef back in Canada, hopefully.
Prime meat.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Instead of that prime minister, he's a prime chunk of meat.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Sexy man there.
Handsome.
He's well marbled.
You see those old boxing pics?
No.
Oof.
He was a boxer? Damn.
Yeah.
Oof. The U.S. has killed a U.S. missile launched by the Saudis has killed another 20 children in Yemen because it hit another school bus. China has hit its carbon goal 12 years early, so they're cracking down. They're starting to worry about the environment. And now the hot news of the week. All right, let's see if I can get this in good chronological order. Paul Manafort is convicted on 8 accounts. He'll be facing another trial in September for another 9 accounts, including refusing to register as a foreign agent. Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, has pled guilty. Trump's former lawyer's lawyer says that he's willing to speak with Mueller about shit that Trump did. Trump teases pardoning Paul Manafort. Trump says that flipping, which is what Cohen did, he flipped on Trump, should be illegal. What else? Oh, man. I feel like I skipped something.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't forget the part where Trump also went on to an interview and then admitted that he knew about the payment that wasn't on his taxes.
Yeah, he's completely... It's a whole mess, and it's gonna be a while before all this shit settles down legally. So it's gonna be a wild end of the year, boys. Let's fucking strap in tight. Alicia, you're all right. You're a woman. You guys don't get affected by the stuff that Republicans pass, anyways.
Yeah, you know, all of my reproductive rights are totally unaffected.
They're not your reproductive rights, all right? Let's not get that shit twisted. Okay. They belong to us, white men.
Oh, okay. So if I don't want to have a baby, or I want to have the baby, but you don't want me to have the baby, then does that mean I have to?
No, it means that we can just up and leave.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. You stuck. You got a baby. You got your wish. Oh man. All right, so that's the news. We got a lot of shit going on this week. What's up, guys? How have you been? How have all my co-hosts been?
I've been great, man. I've just been watching the shitstorm unfold on TV.
Dude, it's been a fucking whirlwind the past 2 days, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's fun switching between every channel, watching the varying perspectives.
Yeah. That's...
Well, watching the varying perspectives and then switching over to Fox and saying, "But an immigrant killed this white girl."
Yeah. Dude, today they were doing like a fluff piece. It's great. They're doing something on puppies, man.
That's so upsetting.
I don't care what happens as long as at the end of the day we own Alicia's reproductive rights.
I do think that people think that the timeline is a lot quicker than it actually is, considering, Michael Cohen was Trump's lawyer, so a lot of things were in confidence. So they still have to connect that with other parties, because anything that he did with his lawyer is not going to be admissible in court.
Well, Michael Cohen's out there with a fucking tin cup right now saying secrets for sale, trying to get somebody to give him a plea deal. Like he's a motivated seller.
Yeah. He's got like a fake limp out with a tin cup in his hand and an eye patch. He's ready to go.
Bro, he like there was no question in his mind when they started looking at him. And you know that's why Trump's pissed at him and hasn't like mentioned a pardon for him, is because the moment they started looking at Cohen, he said to Trump, he's like, "Yo, I'm flipping. Like you're going down, dude. I'm not fucking with that. You're fucked."
Not everybody's built for jail.
Yeah.
Well, he's not getting a pardon.
I mean, Michael Cohen does have jail bitch cheeks. Like those cheeks of his just look like they would be on a jail bitch.
I can't wait until Trump tries to pardon Manafort. It's gonna make my year.
Okay, but you think that the Republicans are actually going to do a goddamn thing about it? They still aren't going to do anything. It doesn't matter.
They've kept him from firing Robert Mueller this long.
Yeah,
in all honesty, like that's at least something. They at least like haven't completely.
That's just for the optics.
You act like it has to unfold into a crazy shitstorm, but it doesn't. Like even if nothing comes of that, it's still just the climax cresting, getting ready to break.
But there was like news reports today, like both Lindsey Graham's a weirdo, but both Lindsey Graham and Chuck Grassley were basically saying, "Yeah, no, it's okay. He'll probably fire Sessions after the election. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine." So that's like the first step in him getting Mueller fired, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the one smart move he did was not putting Rudy Giuliani where he wanted to be.
I mean, like, that's why I hate Donald Trump the most of all, for feeling any sort of pang of empathy for Jeff Sessions. That's why I hate this president, because he made me not hate Jeff Sessions as much as I hate Jeff Sessions.
It's if you just look at the man, it's really hard to hate him because he just looks like a happy little gnome.
Oh, no,
but he's got evil inside of him.
He's a little Keebler elf.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm empathizing with that disgusting human being at this point, and I hate myself and Donald Trump for it.
Either way, it feels like edging. Honestly, this whole thing feels it's like a combination of Jersey Shore and House of Cards.
Aging.
Yeah. Only with a lot more bank fraud.
And I like that we're just glossing over at this point. Like, the important part of the story isn't that he was paying off porn stars. Like, that's just background noise. Like, nobody's even debating that anymore.
Yeah, don't you expect
The
that?
Republicans and Trump are basically Ronnie and Sammy. Come
Oh
on.
shit! Oh shit! This one's a new one. Trump confirms that he threatened to withdraw from NATO.
That's cool.
What?
This is like I can't walk outside my house without being inundated with wildfire smoke right now. Like, the world is just completely fucked.
Yeah, I was hoping that the presidency would be like a trophy wife. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's just there for him, right? He
Yeah,
doesn't have
just
to flex his political muscle.
Yeah, he would
Like,
just be happy that he got it, you know, and show off and do like the optic stuff and not actually mess with anything. But
That's not how megalomania works,
Yeah,
guys.
no, he just hopped right into the ring. He's like, I got this.
Fucking 3 times a night. This one. This is you're good.
He's like a supervillain, but he's like not a good supervillain. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like I would almost admire if he was actually like, I would not admire, but I'd almost be like more okay with it if there was actually like some kind of big nefarious thing. Like all of a sudden we find out he has like orbital death ray laser platforms in outer space. You know what I mean? Like that's what he was working towards the whole time, but it's not. It's just ineptness.
Yeah. He's not a Bond villain. He's a doctor. He's a Austin Powers villain.
Right. I would be a little bit more okay if he was like if it was like a Bond villain situation.
Well, he's a fucking Austin Powers villain surrounded by Bond villains.
Yeah. And then he tries to talk like the way they do, and it just comes out all wrong.
Yeah.
It's just the way he talks. You know, so disgusted by him. I really am, because I kind of believed him.
I was like, no, man, he's just playing the system. He's just pandering.
Well,
and then nope, he's not just pandering. He's really that fucking.
Yeah.
Well, we get a front row
fucking
seat,
crazy.
right? But I feel like people in other countries are just enjoying the shit out of this. It's like
I don't like that.
It's the new midday soap opera for stay-at-home moms. Like they love that shit. And honestly, not just them, pretty much everyone.
All about the ratings.
It has to be a little bit scary too, though, for other countries, especially countries that are, I don't want to say propped up, but that are heavily supported by U.S. and U.S. interests. I mean, it has to be a little bit.
Fucking
Has to be a
Korea.
little more than.
Oh, you mean the ones that we haven't fucked?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that we haven't fucked completely yet.
Okay.
I mean, we're seriously one stock market crash away from the end of the American Empire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
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 I don't know if that's accurate.
I was a lot more optimistic. I was a lot more optimistic at the beginning, and not because I thought he was going to do okay. Like I always thought he was an idiot.
Yeah, you just thought it was the trophy wife, right?
But well, not just that, but I always kind of figured like it takes more than one bad president to be able to destroy the legacy of the United States, and it turns out like
Totally wrong.
maybe not. Like we've survived. Like we survived Richard Nixon. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, but Richard Nixon just did once what he does every day.
no, Nixon was doing all kinds of shady stuff for his entire political career. Like Nixon was probably closer to a Bond villain than any other modern president that we've had. Like he was legitimately into like doing some like really fucked up stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, besides peeing on hookers in a
Nixon.
Russian hotel.
I mean,
That was pre-presidency too.
I like that.
but we survived Nixon like pretty well, especially around the world. You know what I mean? I mean, aside from our adventures in Southeast Asia, you know, prior to, and then like some of the Middle East stuff that was going on during that era. But like we got through it, and it wasn't, you know, we were like government was tarnished internally, but externally, I don't feel like there was this much animosity and disgust faced towards the United States from foreign countries as there is now.
Well, information wasn't as readily like
true.
televised and broadcasted.
That's true.
And
People set themselves
more
on fire.
under. He was more behind the scenes with like the Oliver North shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then when Nixon was going down, you're talking less than 30 years after the end of World War II, there wasn't really a viable other option to that kind of American dominance. Now you have China, you have like Japan less so. They've kind of petered out over the last 20 years, but you have East Asia, which is like super strong now. The EU has basically rebuilt itself. Like there's other like foundations to cling on to. We're not talking about like the Marshall Plan and the post-war economy anymore.
Right. It wasn't you had to choose either us or the Russians. Now there's other options.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Who wrote the screenplay, by the way?
That sounds pretty accurate right now.
This all sounds scripted. It's crazy.
Dude, it's the deep state. The deep state's been writing the screenplay.
I feel like I'm watching a David Fincher movie.
Dude, it's all man.
If we're watching a David Fincher movie, I'd be more excited because it would be impeccably shot. I'm just
yeah, there would be no shaky camera. Period.
and I'm pretty sure the lead would look a hell of a lot better than what we got going on right now.
No argument there.
Like
that's true. He has used Brad Pitt and Ben Affleck.
Like I think in all the actual like substantive like policy and big crime issues, we've just lost the plot that he's a fundamentally ridiculous looking human being as well.
Well, yeah, that's going the way of the Stormy Daniels thing because there's so much other stuff going on. It's just like background noise at this point. Like we look at him and forget that. We forget the hair and the color and the badly cut suits. I'm saying for being a rich guy, like he has a terrible fucking wardrobe.
Does. That's why we need Joffrey.
I mean,
Joffrey's the true hero in this David Fincher film. He's in the background right now.
He is on the older side of most presidents, though.
He's making George W. Bush look like a hunk.
Yeah. He's like a presidential Pee Wee Herman.
At least Bush had suits that fit.
Yeah, it's weird though because usually age is the enemy of narcissism to some degree.
Mm-hmm. Not when you're completely delusional, though.
Yeah.
When you're locked in your own echo chamber.
Well, I think the problem is that he's never been outside that echo chamber since he was a kid.
It's the Lil Wayne syndrome. Like Lil Wayne had that period of time where he was the best rapper in the world, right? Like the Carter 3, say arguably like the end of the Carter 2 era, Carter 3, like all the droughts, like nobody was coming close to Wayne, and he started doing and then he started making like all of this crazy. Like his music got terrible. It was like all these bad decisions, the rock album, like the whole skateboarding thing. And he was surrounded completely by people that have a vested interest in getting paid. You know, like they get paid by him. So nobody said no. Nobody was like, Wayne, stop drinking so much lean. Wayne, stop taking these pills. Wayne, don't carry a fucking gun in New York City.
No, they were hyping him to do it.
They were like, dude, because they get a paycheck off of that. There was nobody to tell him no. And so Trump has never had anybody around him to tell him no
believes his own hype
for his entire life. And now we have to deal with the consequences of that.
Yeah, you can't believe your own hype at all. Like, I mean, that's what happened.
I want to know how he gets any sort of lawyer. Like, with every single one of his lawyers, he's just tweeted some stupid shit or said some stupid shit in an interview that, like, they stepped down from being his lawyer. Yeah.
Well, he does that with everything, right? Like Omarosa is the greatest thing since sliced bread until she turns, and then he like goes at them like ridiculously. He just contradicts the shit out of himself on a regular basis.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't remember. All he's doing is talking for the moment, for the soundbite. He doesn't recollect. He doesn't put any of that. He doesn't realize that other people put any of that together. He's so in the moment all the time.
He's not used to when he's running his businesses or whatever he's doing. He can say something to somebody and then go over and say something else to somebody else, and he's like on fucking TV now. You know, like everybody's seeing it, and he doesn't know how to adjust that behavior. It seems like he just thinks that he's only talking to one person, which is, he doesn't understand that when the reporters are listening to him, they're going to tell other people.
Right.
That's why he gets so pissed off that they think they're trying to ruin his life. He doesn't understand it. It's very odd. Yep. I really thought that he was going to be different. I really did. I just, it makes me sick. He makes it really hard to defend.
Yeah.
We've come a long way, Graham, just in the couple months I've been on the show.
I honestly...
On the upside, my cousin's getting divorced, so... That's a good
Oh,
Give me your number.
congrats.
Give me your
Yeah.
number.
Let's tell your girlfriend that you said that.
Hey, you
Put her on
know,
the
she
show
probably
sometime.
She understands my desire to do things for the lulz.
Bring her on the show sometime. That would be
Yeah.
a deep cut.
Her and your
Maybe we
sister.
could have another girl on the show.
Oh God.
One that
No.
isn't a whore.
I don't think so.
Oh. Well.
Wait, is
Wait,
she a
what?
prostitute? I
What?
don't
Wait,
know.
huh?
Oh, we're talking about the prostitutes. that you
Oh,
wanted
yeah. I
to
thought we were talking about.
get on the show.
I don't have a cousin that's a prostitute, to my knowledge.
She said, well, "Isn't it?"
No, I'm talking about Concrete's woman.
Oh, she's a whore.
No.
Alicia, you just
Getting
called
her
her.
on the show.
What
I
is
said,
going
oh,
on?
I said,
No,
I'm getting
she's a
another
goddamn
girl
saint.
that is not.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Concrete, you were tracking that I was saying that Graham brings
Yes.
whores onto the show, and then she went,
Yeah.
no, I'm talking
No.
about Concrete's girlfriend.
Yeah, the whore.
Oh,
That's
I thought
basically
you
what she
guys
said.
were saying we should bring Concrete's girl on the show, and I asked, bring a girl on that's not a whore.
Yeah,
Well, no, she has-
and then I said, and then we all went, what? And I said, oh, you're talking about the whores that Graham brings on the show.
Hey, one whore.
And then you
No.
went, nope, I'm talking about Concrete's girlfriend.
Wait, are we making?
She's basically a charity
I was-
worker at this point. Come on, she puts up with me. She's basically doing this out of a misguided sense of
Yeah.
obligation.
So
what
this,
Alicia said was, we
I
can have
was
another girl on the
responding-
show that isn't a whore,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Who's he? Okay. All right, Paul.
But then I think Graham had actually said.
No, I didn't.
Somebody's cousin, whoever's cousin. Whose cousin is it?
Not mine.
Well,
was-
Alicia's clearly getting jealous of another woman.
It was
Yeah,
Shindo's.
look
It was
at my
girlfriend
Shindo's
because-
cousin.
I'm getting
You
jealous of your
innocent
cousin.
science nerd.
Are you
I'm
talking about
getting
fucking your
jealous of your
cousin?
cousin because she got to fuck that delicious piece of man meat that is Donald J. Trump Jr.
I'm fine, I'll get it.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with fucking your cousin.
Thank you, baby. She was bringing.
Is that what we're talking about?
No,
We're not talking about that, are we?
No,
Paul?
that
All right.
wasn't-
not
that
even
wasn't-
close.
That wasn't on the table, but we can tell who you voted for.
Yeah, well, like I'm the only one.
Well, this isn't Japan, Graham.
I think you might be the only one in this call that voted
Yeah,
for
well,
him.
check Pornhub. I don't think I am.
Oh, that's a good point.
Pretty surfed
Not in the
after.
world.
first time.
Speaking of Pornhub, I saw an ad before watching a porn video with Stormy Daniels the other day. So she's definitely doing well.
You watched the Stormy Daniels porn?
I mean,
No,
you gotta,
the ad contained her, not the
Oh,
porn.
You got to strike
I
while
would
the
not.
iron's hot. You know what I mean? She's in the cultural zeitgeist, so.
can't
I
you
mean,
only
if
get one
she's doing
chance?
porn, I feel like we could get her on the show. Graham, get on it.
Yeah, it's the whole political thing that might be a problem. I'll try. Might be a roadblock. I don't know. Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just
I
give
know
her
where
a
that one's
twofer.
going. Try. Except for, I don't know. I feel like I get a better shot at fucking my cousin.
Over here on StopGap, we respect women.
Respect the fuck out of them. Fuck were we talking about before this came up?
The whores that were going to be on the show besides Alicia.
I only do that when Maddie's here.
The what?
Respect women.
Oh no, I
Well-
was gonna say because Concrete was talking about how
Sorry.
his girlfriend's a saint. My coworkers met my wife for the first time this week, so that was interesting.
Nice.
And they just ask, and so what's wrong with you?
No, the resonating question was how, and I went Stockholm syndrome, easy. No
You guys were
question.
like high school sweethearts, right? Or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, pretty
that's-
much.
Yeah. So you've, you
Stockholm
conditioned-
syndrome.
I assume she fell for your mad frisbee skills.
Oh,
Do you just put like blinders on her when she goes out of the house so she doesn't know how other people actually manage to get through the day?
No, but
trick
the
is she
muzzle
looks
helps.
like she's underage, so
Yeah.
So super hot all the way around. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah.
Really let that linger longer.
I enjoyed every second of it.
Yes.
Yeah, that was deeply satisfying.
What else? I don't even know where to go. from there.
Next.
I would like to blame Mr. Burgundy for our current incarceration epidemic, apparently.
Yeah, I was just looking at the chat.
Let's get that stuff to subject, man. I don't even know where to go with it. I mean, I'm nervous about it.
Hey, there's
Fucking
a There's a general strike in prisons right now, which is kind of cool. I'm sorry. I think that incarcerated people deserve actual rights, and the fact that they're basically in a form of indentured servitude, and they get stuck in solitary confinement when they don't like cooperate with the program, which by pretty much any definition is a form of torture. Like anything they're doing to fight back against that, pretty cool.
Say that when they're dealing marijuana in your neighborhood, pal.
Yeah, those kids with their jazz cigarettes.
Yeah, can we all agree that Paul Manafort looks exactly like Christopher McDonald?
Dude, who the fuck is? I haven't even seen him. I need to look this guy up.
Happy Gilmore, the villain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Concrete. One of the interesting things about the points that are being raised with the hunger strikes that are going on in the prisons was the exception written into the 13th Amendment with the abolition of slavery, except in cases of incarceration. Essentially, like it's written into the Constitution that you can essentially put people to work.
So that's how Trump is going to save agriculture in the United States, right? So right now we're paying the illegal immigrants $3 an hour to pick beans. But if we, to pick beans, soybeans, ligma beans, any sort of legume, but
fruit, dude.
But
peanuts.
If we incarcerate all of the illegal immigrants that come here to work, then he can ship them out to the farmers and have them work for free.
I mean, China's been doing it for decades.
No, it's like 15. It's
actually
like
centuries.
It's like 15 cents an hour.
Yeah, and this isn't a Trump thing. This has been going on forever. Like Bill Clinton's entire like super predator fucking war on crime horse shit is more responsible for where we are in terms of the prisons than fucking anything Donald Trump has done.
Yeah, who started the war on drugs?
The war on drugs, wasn't that
Nixon?
Yeah, Nixon.
Great.
Reagan amped it up though, right? Ramped it like
he did.
Yeah.
See,
He took it and ran with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a war on drugs until he needed to figure out a way to move weapons to, Contras and fuck. And that's fine though. Don't worry about that part. The part is that we lock up people who possess drugs. That's the important part.
Well, and we lock up particular people that possess drugs.
Well, it's good to know that it's worked and America has no drug problem now. So, mission accomplished. Yeah, let's get out the bomber jackets.
Wow.
I got the
There's a mission accomplished banner somewhere we can hang up.
Yeah.
I don't think that's accurate.
The war on drugs is, I feel, what inflated the entire prison problem. The entire incarceration rate.
Keep in mind the war
Yes, it's still a problem. That was heavy sarcasm.
It was never a war on drugs. It was always a war on immigrants and.
Well, no. Let's be real. It was a war on colored people.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's recordings of Nixon saying like he's using the war on drugs to go after the blacks and the hippies.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, but
he was on record saying that was specifically what he wanted to do with it.
God, is it weird that would fit in with this administration like perfectly to hear a recording of that?
Yeah, and see that's what I said about Nixon being more of a traditional like supervillain type of guy because I don't think Trump is even like cognizant of being able to make us, you know what I mean, like having the planning to like put something like that together.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to go after the hippies though?
Well, I mean, it's been a war on drug. It's been a war on fucking. It started out in the 30s when they decided to demonize fucking Mexican immigrants because they didn't want production. Like, this isn't a new thing, and it's not a Democratic or Republican thing. There's this mainstream fucking current, and sure, some of the Democrats are slightly better about it, but it's still all the fucking corporatist big political bullshit. That's not going through. Like, we can't incarcerate ourselves out of a goddamn problem. It's never worked, and it's never going to.
No,
well, industry.
Yeah, I mean, we've always had an issue in this country with incarceration being used as punishment instead of some form of rehabilitation, like all the way back. It's never been I mean, and other places had the same kind of thing going for a long time, but within the 20th century, a lot of other countries started using it as rehabilitation versus just strictly punishment, and that's it. And they also don't lock up giant swaths of their population at a young age and leave them with zero options for when they do finally get released and processed back out into society.
Yeah.
Why don't we just go straight like 1700s France? 1800s, excuse me.
Let's just chop their.
That's what I've been advocating the entire time, and you people think I'm an extremist.
Let's overthrow the proletariat and behead all of them.
No, the bourgeoisie.
No, the bourgeoisie. Yeah,
we are the
proletariat. Yeah, overthrow the bourgeoisie, decapitate all of them. Boom.
And we can restart the cycle in 2 years.
Yep.
That'll be great.
Oh, speaking of the bourgeoisie, did you guys see that Google is going to court because it has been illegally collecting GPS information from Android and iPhone users?
Yeah, depends on how you define it.
Well, even if they say it's like it's not used as like identification within it. It's to be able to add to like traffic for Google Maps and everything. But the issue is if you select don't share location or data information or whatever, they're still collecting it in the background. Even if you go into your menu and specifically turn that off, and then they're still doing it. That's the problem.
No, it's partially that
is bit mining.
No, it's partially that you could still completely turn it off. You had to go into another menu and turn off ads and services.
Oh, didn't you have to go? You had to go into like your actual like Google account, like on the computer, versus just being able to do it in the menu settings on your phone.
You could still, I think you could still do it there, but you have to go into your account and actually shut it off there.
Right.
Like it's beyond stupid. You can't defend that.
Well,
when there's a little system that says turn off location, that should just turn off location.
Well, I mean, especially when
schizophrenics are really mad right now.
So, I mean, especially when Google's like original first rule was don't be evil.
Oh yeah, that's long gone.
Yeah.
No, that's long gone.
Which is unfortunate because it's kind of the same. You know, they're kind of in the same position that Amazon. They got to the point where like you have to deal with them. You know, there's not really a way to move through your life and not deal with Google in one form or another. And like Amazon's doing a bunch of stuff that I'm not okay with as far as how they exploit workers and, you know, that whole situation set up. But I don't necessarily have to deal with Amazon if I don't want to, but like I don't see how you exist in the modern digital world without some interaction with Alphabet Corp.
You use Linux and then you use DuckDuckGo and hate your life.
Nice.
Yeah, but there's still an entire other layer of like, that's the thing, like you like strike down one privacy threat, and just because of the nature of the way that we live everything, somebody's always going to be tracking everything.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe I'm just a defeatist here or whatever, but if it's not a specific company, it's some data aggregator, and if it's not some data aggregator, it's probably your fucking government.
No, I mean, well, that's ignoring the one that I don't get why everyone always ignores it. Your ISPs and your phone companies.
Yeah, there you go. That's the first step in getting tracked.
Yeah, trust me, they know way more than Google ever does, and it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I don't know.
Like they're small fry compared to like the company that literally has a track over everything you do on the computer.
Yeah. Like Google has their hands in everything. So there's like no escaping their oversight.
Hey, just follow the letter of the law, pal. You follow the letter of the law, you have nothing to worry about.
And I mean, even if Google isn't doing it, you're always like your GPS is always active essentially, because in case of an emergency there needs to be access to that GPS signal, there needs to be access to your tower triangulation, shit like that. So I mean, you're being tracked no matter what. It's just that Google was using it for a commercial purpose.
Well, I hope they're having fun seeing what I'm doing on the internet.
And I mean, and the whole thing is like I'm not happy with that situation, but like I use Google Maps every day and I love the traffic information. I drive from Philadelphia to Baltimore like 2 or 3 times a week. Like I need that, or my hour and 45-minute drive is easily going to turn into 3 hours if I'm not able to like actively track like what's going on the roads going down there. If I leave at the wrong time of the day, it easily turns into 3 hours.
How come you don't just use Waze?
Because I don't like the interface.
Yeah.
I don't. It's just.
I'm not a fan of Waze.
How about you just wait in traffic like a red-blooded American?
That shit gets old, man. Especially because I got it because on those days like I have to leave the 4-door, which is the automatic, so the wife can go pick the kid up from daycare. So I got to drive the stick shift, which I enjoy. I enjoy driving, but I do not enjoy driving it in 5-mile-an-hour bumper stop and go.
You enjoy driving. You don't enjoy stopping. Like you don't enjoy sitting in it. You enjoy driving it. Yeah. No. Like that's why. Am I the only one here that like when I see that traffic's bad or I know that traffic's gonna be backed up, I'm fine taking a way that would take like 10 minutes longer, 15 minutes longer on a 30-minute drive.
I'd rather stay moving. I'd rather stay moving than just sitting.
Also, I'll take back road every time.
I go across the state to visit my family quite a bit, and there's two primary ways for me to go. One of which goes through like bumfuck nowhere, and it's 350 miles. The other one's like 300, but it goes right past like a bunch of the I-5 corridor. I will go the other way every single goddamn time.
Yeah.
That's where the Yetis live.
Like mine goes through like 3 school zones when I get off of work. So like from the gate to home is maybe a 15-minute, no, probably like a 10-minute drive without traffic. With traffic, it becomes like 25, but I will like drive 15 miles out of the way and go with a 40-minute drive just because I keep moving.
Yeah. So you sit there just freaking out because you're not moving.
Yeah.
You move.
It like gives, I don't know, it gives me anxiety being stuck in traffic. That feeling like I can't go anywhere.
Right. But I don't know. Google Maps works, right? And if the trade-off is keeping your nose clean, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the other thing too is if I time everything right, and like, it's not the biggest concern in the world, but it's 105 mile each way, right? So it's 210 miles round trip every time I go down there. So if I can get it with the right timing, with I'm able to stay like in 6th gear and just like chill, I can pull like 30 miles a gallon off of that. So I can get both trips off of a single tank of gas. But if I end up like having to sit in the traffic and everything, I'm filling up twice a week, and like it adds up really quick. And that's less money that I can spend on things that I would actually like to spend it on.
The only traffic I have to deal with is train traffic.
Yeah. That's my wife. Like that's why we moved to Philadelphia, because she could just hop right on the SEPTA train, and it's like her commute is super convenient. So, hopefully I get to a point where I won't have this kind of a commute anymore, but it's part of being an adult.
Yeah.
Part of having a family, you know what I mean? You have to do what you got to do. And besides, I got a great job.
Baby's got to do what a baby's got to do.
Yeah. I make e-liquid for a living. Like, I really can't complain that much.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, we got a
as fun as the traffic talk is, let's move on.
Speaking of e-liquid, we've got a new shitpost Sunday. Since there wasn't an in the mix, let's cover the shitpost Sunday today. The history of ECR.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh no, it's just the giveaway. Oh damn it!
Garbage.
There'll be no walk down memory lane today. I opened it without even reading. I fucked up.
Well, we can do that anyway.
I mean, that sounds kind of like the history of ECR.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hey, we should just do the giveaway for that atomizer so I can get it off of my shelf.
Yes, we should.
Let's say it for 287. We'll give it away. What's that now?
Honestly, don't know. Let's see.
Is it? People get started.
Now we're at 286. All right, we've gone up. We've increased.
No, we're at 287. Let's give it away at 285.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we
don't say that, it's gonna start spinning.
We're gonna drop subs. We're gonna drop subs hard if we do that.
Me, like,
guaranteed.
Unsubscribe and then resubscribe and then unsubscribe again. All right. Just choose a number.
Has anybody pulled all the entries? Should I start doing that?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Probably.
So if you haven't entered the giveaway yet, You click that link to join our Discord channel, which should be down at the bottom in the
Tell everyone you're gonna kill me. We know the routine.
In the description, you got to do fuck, marry, kill of the co-hosts in the giveaway entries room in that server.
Can we do it as an actual giveaway, or do we have to charge like a nominal, like 10 cents or something, so that way we're not
I don't know,
giving away?
You could do it as a giveaway.
I mean, are these people narcs?
Yeah, it depends.
Nowadays,
if you're a narc, say that you're a narc in the chat.
Right. You got. If you're a cop, you gotta say.
Yeah, if you're a cop, you gotta say you're a cop.
Yeah, I found out that's not true.
Oh my God, you're how old?
What?
You're how old, and you found out that's not true?
I'm 62, but I never been arrested though.
So that doesn't matter. Like, how do you think they would do sting operations or like undercover shit?
I love when people say that. They're like, "You gotta tell me." No,
it's like
most DEA agents are drug addicts.
Just real quick on the giveaway. Just so everybody remembers, this is a used RDA. It's been used, not abused. I take care of my stuff, but it is not brand new. Just so we don't want anybody getting upset.
Just like the hosts on this show, it's been used.
Mm-hmm.
I'd also like to give away this piece of paper that I wipe my mouth with.
Ooh, give away one of your hard copy recipes, Shindo.
Hard copy? I don't have any hard copy.
You don't like write down your recipes on paper?
One real out real quick.
Google Docs, man. Google Sheets.
Nope, I do everything on paper, and then I'll upload it if it's decent. I don't want to lose everything.
Everything's I put everything up in the cloud, so I don't worry about it. I do enough variations that it's easier for me. I'll do so many different percent variations once I get something dialed in most of the way.
So you heard it here first. Hack Pretty Matthews Google. You got all of his recipes.
You get that PRY4 recipe right there.
Easy money. Easy.
What are you talking about?
I file them away in my BlackBerry because it's so secure.
Okay, I'm fucking collating the list right now.
We're turning on each other.
I kind of miss my BlackBerry, to be honest with you.
That's what everyone who had one says.
You don't, and well, you do until you actually pick one up again.
Yeah, I kind of have that feeling. But dude, I was so fast, having that physical keyboard, and it was the right size too. I do not advocate texting or emailing while driving, but I could totally do it with the BlackBerry because you could touch type with it basically, unlike a touch screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my girlfriend at the time could text "suck my dick" while driving, no problem, one hand. Yeah, not even looking with T9.
Yeah,
nice. Did you guys see that picture where it was like, please drink and drive? Or no, please don't drink and drive, because then you won't be able to avoid the people texting and driving.
Yeah, you're supposed to do your drinking before you do your driving, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless you're in Louisiana.
I've got a preliminary list of the fuck, marry, kills. There wasn't that many. There's like 15 of them.
Wow.
Okay, well, we see how much our fans actually free shit.
Well, okay. We'll actually run the randomizer next week, I guess. That way people can catch this episode and submit their entries. But the Discord is in the description of the video.
It's only 15.
I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, it seems like so much more when I was getting
11, 12. I have 12 solid fuck, marry, kills. There's a couple other people that showed up messaging, but they didn't use the fuck, marry, kill.
Well, they just
give it to Kyle X. I like his name, and he's got a solid contribution to the chat.
You gotta do a fuck, marry, kill if you want a chance at this RDA. You gotta do a fuck, marry, kill.
But he's so stoned right now. That would be like the best stone surprise ever.
Besides a PB&J taco, right?
So Lonesome Rose, if you actually want to enter
those right now,
you gotta give us a fuck, marry, kill.
I think he did. I think he killed him twice.
You tried it? Were you enlightened?
No, fuck no, I never tried it.
Well, you should have.
I know. We were talking about it. My wife was that week we were doing it. My wife was sitting on the couch, and I was like, PB&J quesadilla, and her head was like on a swivel, like immediately, just looking at me like I was insane.
Okay, so we got
He just did- he
Sheck
just did it
Juarez.
again.
Sheck Juarez, you're good. You got your entry. Vaping in Oz got, I think,
Here, I just sent the list over the Zoom chat.
is that Pippa? Is vaping in Oz Pippa? I don't know. Every time someone's
would
from
think.
fucking Australia, I assume they're Pippa.
Well,
She changes her name on social media weekly. We got
Well,
ML
fuck you,
Nikon, ID10T, Chuck and Trucker. You're entered.
Chuck and Trucker's my dude.
Jennifer Jarvis the third. You're entered. Mr. Burgundy, Automatic Failure, Avon Barksdale, our resident Lecher. Lech? Is it a Lech or a Lecher?
He's lecherous. I don't know what.
Lecherous. I think it's a Lech.
Okay.
Maybe.
It's a felch.
Yeah, Lech is a lecher. So it's more derogatory. Our resident Lech, you're entered. Sleaze Stack is entered, and Max Savage is entered. The rest of you, if you've chatted on the Discord and you want in on the giveaway, just subscribe, and then do your fuck, marry, kill in the giveaway entries in the Discord. It's easy. All right, moving on from giveaways. Fuck, we gonna talk about, boys?
Can we talk more about how Graham supposedly has never been arrested?
Did he say never been arrested? Did he say I've never been to prison?
Well, there's this magical thing called snitching. Right?
Oh, shit.
No, that's not accurate at all. Whoever's listening, I don't know who the fucking guy Kyle was talking about. The fucking Kyle Taba, Memphis.
There's gonna be a whole bunch of angry Mexicans.
You threw
Yeah,
the
you
message
shut your mouth.
doxing me too.
Like he thinks that's funny.
Shit.
I'll dox you right away. You should tell me that. I will turn on you so quick.
He's got a pocket knife just to cut loose with.
Oh my god, this guy's thinking it's a joke. I've never been to jail. No, I haven't. In fact, I got arrested one time and I talked the guy out of letting me.
You cocked the guy out?
No. See what happened?
I heard that he cocked the guy out of.
I did. The guy was, he's in the cop outfit. I'm a sucker. I got arrested in Henderson because I had a warrant in Vegas, and then Vegas wasn't picking me up fast enough, so I got in the guy's ear. Like I just got in his fucking ear and was telling him how Vegas was disrespecting them, and they thought that they just could sit around all day and wait for them to come pick him up. And he finally just called his boss, and they let me off. Took me to my car and jumped it even. But yeah, that was the only time I've been in cuffs, by police.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you been robbed?
I like how you had to specify by police.
How many times have you been robbed by a sexual conquest, Graham?
Oh.
How many times?
Robbed?
How many times have you woken up and all your shit was gone?
That's never happened.
That's never
I
happened.
haven't. No.
Then you ain't about that life.
Well,
That's never happened to you. You ain't about that life.
but I don't let anybody around my shit.
That happened to my friend who did a grinder date, and then the dude showed up and it was totally a catfish. And he was like, oh, hell no, I don't want to bang this guy. So he went into his room and ditched him. And then when he finally came out later on, his TV was missing.
Yeah, I've had similar situations to that. Like where see on Tinder and all these things, a lot of these girls are prostitutes. And I'm not paying a prostitute. They get pissed off if they come out and they don't, Like they don't specify that they're prostitutes when they come out.
I got robbed once by a person who sold me things they probably shouldn't have sold. That was fun. Yeah.
It's normally the other way around.
That's just bad.
Right.
It get hard unless there's a gun involved.
No,
That's what I was wondering.
I was having some adult fun, and part of that involved him picking up a certain different kind of thing that made him want to fall asleep. So I let him crash on my couch, and I woke up and everything was missing. So
so he gave you some Valium and then you passed out and you stole your shit?
No, it was a long, stupid story. The point is, I've been sober for a while now.
Yeah,
and none of his shit's gone missing. What a coincidence.
Yeah, I don't let people around my house or my vehicle.
I was like 23 at the time, and I know it's hard to believe, but I was even dumber than I am now.
Everyone, just quickly describe your experiences with Grindr.
Yeah,
You first.
It was just a grinder date gone horribly wrong.
About 8 inches.
Punched me in the back of the head, and while I was out, just the TV took off.
Oh, that's the move, though. That's the donkey punch right
Yeah,
there.
that's the rabbit punch.
No, it's donkey punch. Shindo.
No, well, this is
I don't know how I feel that Alicia was the one that verified the correct terminology.
Hey,
Well,
I
you
saw
were
the movie.
I'm just
which movie was it?
There's a movie called Donkey Punch, and
Well-
like that's and it's like this stupid movie where these like people end up on a boat, and then this dude tells his friend about what a donkey punch is, and then he tries it on the girl, and he punches her like on her lower part of her skull and kills her.
Oh, it's like a update version of Very Bad Things with Christian Slater.
Or they took it a really great way, and it's an updated version of Weekend at Bernie's.
Yes.
They could have made that a masterpiece if they'd have
That's
gone
like
the
a
Weekend at
better
Bernie's
version of
route.
Very Bad
I mean,
Things.
I watched
It's still a better love story than Twilight.
Yeah, well.
Okay, like if you can get over the fact that Donkey Punch the movie is like super sexist, which is a problem with a lot of like horror or thriller stuff, I will totally stop to that. It wasn't a poorly done movie.
Are we talking about the movie Donkey Punch?
Yeah.
How come
You thought it was going to be good?
How come Weekend at Bernie's hasn't been rebooted? Like I feel like that's prime material
It's
for
untouchable.
a 2018 reboot treatment.
Oh man, I would love to see like a Jonah Hill.
No, it'd be Zac Efron.
Zac Efron, Jonah Hill, boom.
And then Will Ferrell as Bernie.
Yeah.
Well, they already covered my favorite remake, which was Baywatch, starring Zac Efron.
Danny
And The
McBride.
Rock.
Danny McBride as Bernie.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give you that one. Yeah.
Oh,
They could totally do a Deliverance with Danny McBride, by the way.
Ooh, no. Let's get James Franco and Channing Tatum with Danny McBride as
That's
Bernie.
too sexy.
Too old. They need to be younger.
Okay.
Way too sexy.
They need to be younger than that.
Okay. Who else do we have?
I would bang all of them.
Who's the young hunk coming up?
Even the dead one. Oh, well.
You're going to do another Freaks and Geeks with the people from Stranger Things.
Yeah, I'd love to watch. I'd love to see another Freaks and Geeks, like an updated Freaks and Geeks.
Is that 11? Is that 11 in the trailer for the new Godzilla movie?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to that. Like I enjoyed Godzilla, and I surprisingly enjoyed Kong Skull Island like quite a bit. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So like I'm looking forward to a new Godzilla movie, especially with like Mothra and Rodan and like the whole, like they're going to do the whole deal with it. But like the trailer, that first trailer didn't do a whole lot for me.
Well, remember the trailer for the last Godzilla movie? You're like, hell yeah, they got the dude from Breaking Bad. And then he dies in the first 5 minutes and the movie's terrible.
I kind of liked the trailer for the new one.
But they had Ken Watanabe. Like,
Yeah,
I'm a sucker for
he
Ken
is
Watanabe.
awesome.
I
He's
just
the only
got some
reason I watched The Last Samurai.
I just got like some Toho era, like batshit insane Godzilla vibes from the trailer, and I kind of like that.
When I really like the laser, like when he does the laser breath to the sky deal, like that scene in the trailer looks fantastic. But like the rest of it, I was just like, I'm not really sure exactly what the fuck's going on here. But I'm definitely gonna go see it. I was really surprised at how much I enjoyed the. I mean, I like, fucking kaiju movies are cool. They're fun. You know what I mean? And of course I was going to go see the Godzilla when it came out, but I didn't expect it to be like an actual good movie. I thought it was going to be fun. I didn't actually expect it to be like a well-made movie.
Yeah. What's that movie that we saw that was terrible, Rick? The kaiju movie?
Oh, the new Pacific Rim movie?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I watched
could go
that
fuck itself.
and I was like, I wish I had to take a shit right now. So
Ah,
just so I
fucking-
could get a break from this movie.
And then fucking Doobie's over there. Oh no, it has bright colors and robots. Who doesn't like that? Fucking idiot.
Well, he jacks off to Gundam, so who knows?
Seriously. And it's
Gundam didn't have any ponies in it, dude.
There was so much potential for the Pacific Rim franchise too, but then they fucked around so much that Guillermo had to bail out, and then it just all went down the drain.
Oh, did you guys see that Guillermo del Toro's doing scary stories to be told in the dark or whatever? To tell in the dark.
Guillermo del Toro's been doing a lot of things for a very long time.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
like,
true, but this has that nostalgia factor that's hitting cinemas right now. Speaking of which, Winnie the Pooh is a fantastic movie. Or Christopher Robin.
He was going to do a version of Mountains at the Mountains of Madness by Tom Cruise, which is okay because that's probably the least racist of the H.P. Lovecraft stories, even though it's kind of racist, but it could have been cool.
Yeah. Well, he was trying to make that for like 20 years. Like that was his passion. That was like his version of Terry Gilliam's Man from La Mancha, or the Don, doing the Don Quixote thing. He was trying to make that movie for forever.
I liked The Orphanage, actually. That was a good one.
Well, The Devil's Backbone is the Guillermo del Toro movie. Like, that movie is fucking amazing.
Yeah, well, I was just scrolling through his movies and I saw The Devil's Backbone. I'm like, this one has like a really cheesy kind of Fangoria title looking thing going on with it. I'm like, Rick probably loves this movie.
No, it's so good. It's like, yeah, you're completely right. But no, it's it's a little quieter. Like Pan's Labyrinth is probably more fun and a little bit bigger and brighter, but like The Devil's Backbone's actually spooky as fuck.
Yeah, it is. Like Pan's Labyrinth, I didn't find it like scary. I found it like vaguely unsettling and disturbing, but it was very visually it's a very attractive, uncomfortable movie. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like even when I don't dig what Guillermo del Toro is really like the story he's trying to tell, he's a really awesome visual stylist, or at least the people he works with.
And I think
his movies are always good to look at.
Well, I think that's the big thing about scary stories to tell in the dark is the stories themselves weren't all that terrifying, but when you're reading that scary story and you flip to whatever the fuck that person, the artist for that book was not told he was writing a children's book.
Right.
There's no fucking way.
Yeah, there's no way that would have come out now. Like if they tried to do that now, like that would never have. They'd be like, nope, you can't. Are you crazy?
Kids are reading this, right?
You can't put this in the kids department at Barnes and Noble. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, those illustrations, like the Scarecrow one, scary stories to tell in the dark illustrations. Let's get some images up of these. Oh, someone did Trump in that style.
Like I really wish we could have got a third Guillermo Hellboy movie instead of them, sitting on it for not being able to get it done, and then we get a reboot now. Like, I mean, because there is absolutely no way that you can, and I mean, I know that they got the sheriff from Stranger Things is going to be Hellboy, and I've seen like the makeup and the shots and stuff. Like he looks good, but like Ron Perlman didn't even need makeup. Like you just put Ron Perlman in there as is. Like that's Hellboy.
Look at this. Look at fucking Harold.
Yeah. No, there's no way. There's no way that would fly now.
There's no doubt what this is. Like that's viscera. That's gore. Just this art style. If Guillermo del Toro can pull this shit off, and that, oh man,
I think that looks like the best children's book ever.
This shit is
very talented.
Wait, have you not ever read this book, Jerry?
No.
Oh man, it's great. There's this one. They changed. They must have I think they re-released. This is from IO9. Let's go ahead and read this. Publishers destroy the amazing artwork. Oh wow. Yeah, they
toned it all down.
Yeah, they toned it down hard.
I bet you could still get the original version.
Yeah, for sure.
If you go, you probably gotta look for it. That's one of the neat things about having a kid is like getting to show them all of this stuff that you loved when you know what I mean, like all this stuff that you loved when you were a kid. Like there's something like that's going to be like a ways in the future before he gets that, but just like as he gets older, being able to like like recently he just started being able to like sit through like a whole movie, and like actually like watch the whole thing. So we're like starting to do like Pixar movies. It's just really, it's like really cool being able to share cars with him for the first time. I had to start with like something. I'm not going to do like Up or like Wall-E, for a 2-year-old, but being able to do like some of these Disney movies and like sit and get to watch him watch it for the first time is like a really neat thing.
Yeah, I used to watch The Wizard of Oz on repeat when I was a child, and it scared the shit out of me, but I kept watching it over and over.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was brain deficient or something.
Well, no, his first one, and like he was real little, but for some reason he really liked it because it was a good movie. But Moana was on Netflix, and we used to be able to put that on at any point, and he was just like, but when the crab shows up, the Flight of the Conchords guy doing the voice of the song, doing that song, like the David Bowie style song, like the first couple of times, like he was like no, because it is kind of, because like the light, it goes into like a black light style, and it's kind of like scary, and so he's like no, but then after a couple of times, like he loved it. But that, like he was really little then. We haven't gone back and watched that in a while, but it was just so cool, like watching him like watch that for the first time. It was so neat.
Yeah, you seen Willy Wonka when they do the riverboat part? Man, that's scary as shit.
That's a weird movie, man.
That and the little fat kid getting sucked up.
Oh yeah.
I want to see.
What kid does not want to fly, and then they just crush that dream?
Is Coke Can around?
No, but I'm sure that he's read his child that book.
No,
so.
I want to. Yeah, he's probably masturbated all over this book.
He doesn't masturbate.
That's the entire genesis of his art.
You got to use air quotations when you say he doesn't masturbate, Jerry.
It's fair.
Okay, I'm gonna invite Coke Can and see if he wants to do like his rendition of these illustrations, because that'd be cool as shit.
I mean, how would you tell the difference from what he does normally?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he picks up chicks in an occult shop, so
that's a good point. Yeah. And then he's weirded out that they go crazy.
Yeah, I told him the universal rule: all Wiccans are fat.
And if they're not, it's their witch tricks.
Yeah, you can't go around pretending to be Aleister Crowley and then be surprised when weird shit happens.
Hey, I like just throwing that out there.
They don't hurt anyone except the cats they sacrifice, right?
They don't sacrifice cats. More of them have. Like, they're probably more likely to have like 4 or 5 actual cats than sacrifice any of them.
They got names like Snowball.
Snowball and Mephisto, they're 2 cats.
Yeah. Beelzebub.
Beelzebub and Cupcake.
Yeah.
Actually, I kind of like that. I think I might be a Wiccan in disguise. I'm like a Wiccan, except I don't believe in anything.
Including yourself.
Especially myself. Oh, Pandora. There we go.
Man.
I'm so bummed that Sin killed all of us.
Oh shit, the complete 3-book collection is $11.53 on Amazon. In a paperback set.
Yeah, you can also buy Matthew Cassandra's tarot cards.
Okay, it looks like the publisher's doing the original Stephen Hamill art, I believe. Stephen Gammel's art. And they're printing like a separate edition of the new boring bullshit art. Linger longer. Let's go.
Yeah, well, the new art looks like some Edgar Allan softcore shit.
Dude,
right?
it's so vanilla compared to the original shit. Like what made it great is that like they weren't like, this ghost is a woman but she has no face. He made a ghost that like Like the crotch went up to the neck, one arm came down into two legs. It had like holes all over it, and it had like a child's face. Like he did unique shit when it came to actually visualizing these monsters in his book. Loved it. All right, that's the show, I guess.
Very semi-related, but is Tim Burton ever going to make a good movie again?
No.
No, he disappeared up his ass a long time ago.
Yeah, he's
Just making
washed.
just making sure.
Tim Burton became a brand, and just his quality dropped off so substantially.
Yeah.
How many times do you think he's watched Johnny Depp fuck his wife?
Lots.
Countless. There's no doubt.
Daily.
Yeah, I don't get Tim Burton. Anything Tim Burton's done for the last 15 years. Actually, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow was okay.
Actually, I really like that one, because that was before Johnny Depp turned into before he went full character actor.
Yeah. What happened to that guy?
Like it was like right on the cusp of him turning into the character, because he's the same character in every movie now, and it was like right before that.
And it's all about a silly
Johnny Depp acts like Rick Mixes. He got really bored, so he had to do some weird shit.
He's just entertaining himself and cashing paychecks. Let's make the paycheck thing happen.
Yeah, Adam Sandler wants to hang out with his friend. Johnny Depp wants to turn into fucking Edward Penis Hands.
That was a good movie.
Yeah,
that movie actually was.
Jerry's going to get murdered.
Edward
Pretty much.
What a...
He's trying to be a pervert outside somebody's window.
I think you are trying to disconnect from your internet.
It's not a show.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It goes to shit.
Yep.
Okay, Edward Scissorhands. Like I'm not talking Edward Penis Hands. Edward Scissorhands is actually a really cool movie, and it's like one of the times that like full Tim Burton aesthetic actually worked.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back here.
Yeah, because that's before it became like his brand.
Also, Winona Ryder was totally hot.
Like Tim Burton never makes a new movie. He just makes the same movie with a different story. Damn, Jerry.
Oof. Was he Beetlejuice? Did he do Beetlejuice? Did he direct Beetlejuice?
I don't think so.
I thought he did.
Because that's another one that like defined the Tim
Jerry,
Burton.
stop rocking.
Beetlejuice was my guilty pleasure as a kid. It was one of the few like PG movies that felt like
he did do Beetlejuice.
Movie.
Okay, Beetlejuice is a good
rocking chair. I'm not gonna stop rocking.
And also, the Beetlejuice cartoon was fucking fantastic.
I mean, once again, Beetlejuice was before it became his brand. That was 1988.
And tangentially related again, I'm also very happy to see the late career resurgence of Michael Keaton. I'm really enjoying seeing him in movies again. Okay, back to
More
Tim
like
Burton.
Triumph.
Michael,
not even
but
resurgence.
I mean,
this is the best shit he's ever done.
Tim Burton doesn't look like a famous director. He looks like a fentanyl enthusiast.
He looks like the type of person that would be married to Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah.
I have one huge beef with Tim Burton, and that it's that people associate The Nightmare Before Christmas with him instead of Henry Selick, the guy who went on to do Coraline.
Yep. He did The Corpse Bride, which is a vastly inferior movie.
Not nearly as good.
Yeah. And I was so hyped for it when I saw the trailer in the theater. I was like, this is going to be like another Nightmare Before Christmas. And then I went and saw it in the theater and was so terribly disappointed.
Guys, Disney gave Dumbo to him.
The fuck?
Tim Burton's.
The live action. Yeah,
Johnny Depp is
a live action.
They're doing live actions. They're doing live actions of all the Disney classics.
A live action Tim Burton Dumbo.
You know what?
No,
if they let him go,
Who's Johnny Depp playing that?
No,
Dumbo with scissor hands.
Exclusive, or Alicia, that is a different Jennifer.
I know, but she had commented.
I don't think Winstead did.
I know she had commented earlier, but nope.
Y'all can double check my work.
She
That's
did
fine.
comment earlier, but she didn't.
Yeah, Jarvis.
Oh, here's the ASMR portion of the show.
Oh, Big Fish. He did.
Oh,
Tim Burton did
no.
Big Fish. That might be his last good movie.
I really enjoyed
Emily
that movie.
commented earlier. That's what it was.
Ooh, you know what
I
made
just knew
Big?
it was somebody from the Mix of Vixens.
Yeah, you know what made Big Fish so great?
Ewan McGregor.
It wasn't a Tim Burton movie.
No, old Jessica Lange made that movie perfect.
It was directed by Tim Burton, but it wasn't a Tim Burton movie.
Jessica Lange makes everything perfect. She's the only reason anyone would watch American Horror Story.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was bad. Corpse Bride was decent.
Oh, do you have his? Did you already pull that up?
Yeah.
You pulled it. Okay, I was doing the same thing.
Sweeney Todd, I didn't enjoy the
Garbage.
That was a pile
the
of
film.
shit.
Yeah, at all.
I
The
mean,
only-
Sacha Baron Cohen was okay in there, but yeah.
He was in that.
He
I
is a
think so,
national
yeah.
gem.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. Alice in Wonderland was decent.
No, it
No.
wasn't.
It was terrible.
It really, and it was huge. And the problem is that did so much money that got him a pass to do whatever he wanted for the next couple of years.
That's a good point.
And he did fucking Dark Shadows.
Yeah, he followed that up with he followed that up.
He took the goodwill of Alice in Wonderland that he shouldn't have got. He took the box office revenue goodwill of Alice in Wonderland and made Dark Shadows.
He followed it up with the critical dumpster fire, Dark Shadows.
Hey, what's that shitty Disney movie where Johnny Depp plays an Indian?
The Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger. Where's that one? I don't
Johnny
see that
Depp
one
really
on
does
his
try to
list.
play.
That wasn't Tim Burton though. That did that. That was Johnny Depp playing Jack Sparrow, the Indian.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Johnny. The only thing he hasn't played is a black guy.
Well, he's no Robert Downey Jr. He's no Kirk Lazarus.
I would love. to
That
see
was my first introduction to Robert Downey Jr. I legit thought he was a black dude.
Dude, that is like the levels that it took to do that. Like, it's easy to just like be like, oh, he's a dude playing another dude, but like when you get down to it, like he's a dude, like he's actually playing a dude that's playing a dude like he has to be each of those different levels to get to that final character. Like it's some crazy shit.
You also got to find some balance with not being like absurdly offensive.
That's
Well,
the thing.
the
He was
fact-
able to do that.
The thing was, they made his
There's
skin.
no way they would make
made
that
his
movie
skin
now, and that's only 10 years old. And there's no way they would make that movie now. And that movie came out right before I got sober, so it's what, like 13 years old now. There's no way they would make that in 2019.
The reason it wasn't considered super racist is because they were like, we'll just make his skin brown. And when that one intern said, should we make his lips red too? Someone said, fucking no, never. We should never do that.
Don't go.
So he's playing an Australian guy. He's playing an Australian actor that does all of that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Everyone's forgetting how profoundly fucked up that guy was too. By the way, you remember that? He was
he was
guy
a wreck. He was a wreck. Yeah, he was a wreck. Like he got kicked off. Like he got tossed off of Ally McBeal for God's sake.
He may have been the most fucked up ever to come back from.
He got to the point like he was a giant movie star, like top of the world. Got knocked all the way down to doing, and that was like that was after Ally McBeal was like a hot show. Like it wasn't a hot show anymore, and he has like a guest starring reoccurring role on Ally McBeal, and then gets booted from that because he can't keep his shit straight.
Guys, don't forget that Tim Burton also produced 2 Batman movies.
Yeah.
You know what?
They're good.
The first one is pretty legit. The second one is a good representation of like the comic book, the like 80s comic book era Batman. I don't hate those.
I just wish that is the arena that he would pursue.
That's Christopher Walken in that movie was great. I could have done without the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman characterization.
Honestly,
God, Michelle Pfeiffer was so hot though.
Yeah, I just didn't like the way that they did. I felt like that was the weak part of the movie was her character. I love Michelle Pfeiffer, but
the old
Michelle Pfeiffer in Stardust was fucking banging.
The only reason Tim Burton made any money from like 2005 to 2012 was from Scene Girls.
Yeah.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Corpse Bride, Sweeney Todd, Alice in Wonderland, Dark Shadows.
Mm-hmm. Number one favorite movie on MySpace.
What's after Dark Shadows?
Frankenweenie, and that's a kids movie, so
that's also just he made a full length version of his like demo reel when he was at Disney. He made he made the short when he was a Disney animator, and Disney was like, "This isn't going to work out."
Corpse Bride is the only exception in the 2005 to 2012 window, because Corpse Bride wasn't terrible.
It was critically acclaimed, actually.
Yeah,
Well,
I didn't
they're
like it
stupid.
much,
It
though.
wasn't good.
It's pretty. It's pretty.
I watched it. So I mean, that's more than I can say for. I watched the whole thing, which is more than I can say for.
Well, it was in a
Almost
time where
everything
he was like one of the first people to really bring it back before shit
What?
like Fantastic Mr. Fox came out. That was actually good.
And it had Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter as the leads in it too. So, you know, Tim Burton making a movie that looks like Nightmare Before Christmas, starring Johnny Depp and her, like, you know, that, I mean, I would have greenlit it if I was a studio head at that point.
Yeah.
And I actually have The Corpse Bride on DVD. It was one of those ones like 2:00 in the morning at Walmart, and you walk past the dump bin of DVD, the $5 dump bin of DVDs, and it was like sitting on the top, and I was like, I'll just grab this for my animation collection. I don't think I've ever even taken the plastic off of it.
Whatever did that?
The last movie I bought, Vertical Limit.
Okay.
Hell yeah, mountain climbing.
I this one's not on the list, but I figured it was him. But 9, the animated film, that was produced by Tim Burton.
I didn't watch that. It looked like an.
I own
Abe's
that one, actually.
Oddworld option.
Blockbuster, when Blockbuster was shutting down,
Yeah.
I like went in there real quick because I knew they were gonna have all the Blu-rays on sale.
It would have been much better if it was a video game and all. Like, that's a movie that should have just been made as like an indie game.
Yeah,
but
it looks like Abe's Oddworld, right?
no, it's like Big Little World, but dark and
Yeah.
creepy. Yeah.
I got that one, and like Coraline, which is also another one of those. Like,
That's a good one though.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Ne-
a really like
Can't
that's
go
not
wrong.
a kids movie.
You can't go wrong making a Neil Gaiman book a movie.
Well, I mean, it is a kids' movie. You just have to assume that kids aren't stupid.
It's
You
like
also
it's like
have to assume that the kids are like kind of old enough on that one because little kids wouldn't like that movie very much.
that goes in the same bucket as like there's like Roald Dahl stuff, where it's like a kind of a dark, like twisted kids thing, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and James and the Giant Peach.
Yeah.
Have you ever read any of Roald Dahl's adults, so like the stuff he wrote for adults, like his short story collections?
Mm-mm.
Oh, they are fantastic. They are really, really good. He's very, very witty and dark and like biting. Is highly recommend picking up some Roald Dahl short story collections.
Man, I can't remember what movie I watched that had like, it was about people surviving, and there was a mega factory that like thought it was doing a service to the humans that like.
That was an episode of Black Mirror.
That was okay.
No. It was Philip K. Dick's Electric Dreams.
Electric
Oh, okay,
Dreams,
there we go.
that's
Yeah.
it. Okay, I could not fucking remember what that was.
That was the one with Janelle Monáe.
That-
It's like she
yeah.
was like from the factory.
That's I Am Number 9 live action, or that's Number 9 the movie live action.
Yeah.
Is how that's, and it was so much better, than 9.
Yeah, like, the
Coraline
whole
was
Electric-
probably produced by him too, wasn't it?
The whole Electric Dream series was pretty dope. Somebody's saying in the chat, yeah, the whole Electric Dream series, they did a really good job with that. I mean, Philip K. Dick has so much material to mine from, though.
Dude, I am 100% behind them, like doing recent adaptations of old sci-fi short stories. Like, do a ton of Ray Bradbury's shit, do all of Philip K. Dick's work. That's all I can think of right now.
I wouldn't
mind's on
mind
Tim
seeing some
Burton.
like I would really enjoy if somebody did a bunch of like the Robert Heinlein juveniles, like his kids books that he did, because those were like some of the very first books that like I checked out of the library. Like my dad put me onto like science fiction, and he gave me like Have Spacesuit Will Travel or something, and I was like, or maybe like Red Planet or whatever, and I was like completely into it. And those are actually like some pretty good stories, and I think you could update them pretty well and have them be like tween aged like stuff that would actually like be something that parents would want to sit and watch as well. make
Yeah,
it.
and I think Ender's Game got me into that when I was like 12 or something.
I mean, I'd rather see more hard R's, but that's me.
Yeah.
You know, I really
Well,
wish.
I mean, I'd love if they did the rest of, if they did more of Heinlein stuff. I mean, there's never been a Stranger in a Strange Land adaptation. There's never been a Moon as a Harsh Mistress adaptation. Like he has I mean, that's one of the Godfathers. That's one of the big, the big three of hard sci-fi.
But that's a risk, and the only people taking risks these days is Netflix.
Netflix, Hulu, YouTube Red, they're all doing
Sci-Fi Channel is full of
Has
hot
anybody
trash.
seen the new Castle Rock series on Hulu? I'm trying to figure out if it's worth subscribing to Hulu to watch it.
Castle Rock.
Yeah, it's a Stephen King thing, and I'm kind of a Stephen King homer. I was just wondering if anybody had seen it.
Oh, I was thinking it was like a mix between 30 Rock and what is it? Fucking Game of Thrones.
I'm so gun shy on Stephen King adaptation stuff now.
Okay, Burgundy saying it's been pretty good. I don't know. I have been listening to, because I'm a degenerate and I just play it in the car, but I've been listening to 11/22/63, which I had skipped for a good long while. It's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm. That was the book that got him back into like mainstream consciousness again, because people had kind of like after the van incident, and he quit writing for a while, and then the stuff that he put out when he first came back was pretty bottom tier by his accounts. 11/22/63 was like the novel that got him reviewed in like the New York Times and stuff again, that got people paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it on Audible, or I used the credit for it on Audible, but I haven't listened to it yet. I gotta finish going through some other stuff first. Altered Carbon got a second season on Netflix.
Oh, I figured they'd do
though.
that, but that was
crazy successful.
Yeah.
Was it? It didn't get like great reviews.
Yeah, it
Maybe
was.
when it first came out.
It was crazy successful. Though.
I guess
it got a lot of views.
I guess because it wasn't as true to the source as some people wanted, but
yeah, I have some issue. Like,
well, it was pulpy. That's why it didn't get great reviews. It was definitely pulpy, but like the actual subject matter is cool and original. So
yeah, I have issues with some of the story changes that they made, but like I said, we talked about this once before. Once I was able to separate it as being a different thing, it's not going to be the book, right? So it's its own thing. Appreciate it for what it is. I enjoyed it, but I do still have some issues with some of the story changes that they made, because it's going to make like with some of the stuff they did in the first season that they set up for like Kovac's backstory, it would make it very hard to be able to do the second or the third book as additional seasons. They'd have to change even more. Like, how far is it going to diverge?
Probably a lot, but
yeah, I mean, it's going to have to at this point.
If you ever rewatch it, pay attention to the background lighting. It'll drive you nuts because it's just like rainbow strobe lights the whole time, and you don't really notice it unless you pay attention to it.
I thought it looked fantastic. That's the most expensive series that they've ever done.
Yeah, there's a lot of green.
What other dude, there've just been it's been a good year for sci-fi for sure. It's been a good like couple years for sci-fi, 2017, 2018. And I gotta credit Black Mirror for opening that door.
Yeah.
Bringing Twilight Zone back.
If Black Mirror hadn't done as well as it did, I don't think we would get near as many sci-fi titles as we have been.
Yeah, and the thing with that, they were smart to do an hour-long anthology series, because that's an easy buy-in instead of trying to do like a whole complete universe. Like do a movie or like a whole series like in a complete universe to get people to jump into it if they're not really into sci-fi. But by doing an anthology series with a bunch of like super interesting topics, and it was filmed really well and it was acted really well, like that's a really good hook to get people into it. I gotta change my lighting situation.
And dystopian commentary in this day and age is guaranteed good reviews.
Yeah, but like I mean that's always a good platform or stepping stone to have. Like I think that's part of why Twilight Zone did so good in the first place. And having like a kind of a runner up to that is definitely going to bring people in.
Yeah. Well, it's strange because I mean, Black Mirror came out at a time where it actually had a lot of relevancy to the time, whereas the Twilight Zone was kind of brand new and different. So it's weird how well it worked.
Twilight Zone didn't do huge numbers when it actually originally aired. Like it wasn't. It was within, like, people were talking about it, but it wasn't like a huge smash hit. It kind of just like lingered around in the background for a while.
It's crazy too because Twilight Zone has some of the best writing of any television show ever. So,
yeah.
The Doors were like that too, weren't they? The band, the Doors, weren't they not that big until they died, or till?
Concrete. The ending of the Mist movie was better than the book.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that movie is so fucking good, and it was such a bummer that the series they made on it is just horrible.
Stephen King actually said in an interview, like after he saw the movie, he wished he had ended the story the same way. Yeah, that's a pretty good compliment when you got the creator like, hey, they did a better job with they did something with this that I wish I had done.
Also, Thomas Jane is awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Frank Darabont, the guy who directed the Mist adaptation, is actually like super slept on. He's an awesome director.
Thomas Jane is like one of the best parts of The Expanse. His character, I loved. Is everybody like current on that? The third season just ended.
Do what?
Wait, on what?
The Expanse. Everybody
Never
current
seen it.
on?
No, I read the books and I didn't really want to watch the show.
Show's really good.
I'm behind. I gotta catch up on season 3, but I just caught up on Orange is the New Black, and then I also watched AP Bio.
Is it streaming anywhere?
What?
Expanse?
The Expanse.
Amazon
Prime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, Amazon they have the first 2 seasons. I don't think they don't have the third season yet, but then Sci-Fi dropped it. They weren't going to renew it, and then Amazon picked it up to continue. So the 4th season will be just made by Amazon, which should be good because now we'll get actual like Avasarala will be cursing the way she's supposed to and everything.
Okay. Is Red Dwarf still ongoing?
No.
They canceled that.
No. Well, they ended it, and then they'll do a special episode or a movie like every 5 or 10 years. They'll pop up with something.
Okay.
But that shit was on forever.
Was it?
Yeah, that was on for. Well, yeah, look it up. That had a crazy long run time.
Season 12 seasons.
Yeah.
Oh, that was on BBC. Which one am I thinking with?
That's an old one.
Didn't Canada do? No, Canada did a Red.
What are you talking about? Babylon 5 or Battlestar Galactica?
Hold on. There's a Canadian Red Dwarf.
Okay. Yeah, because like the OG Red Dwarf is actually, I don't really care for it.
No. Fuck. I can't remember what it is. You guys can talk while I'm looking this up. You know that, right?
I'm trying to catch up on the chat.
I'm going back over Stephen King movies and realizing how many of them I actually legitimately love. It's kind of an issue.
Didn't care for Cujo. 1408 was great. Did you already get like I mean they're different, but did you already get like Shawshank and Green Mile and
Stand by Me?
Yeah, Apt Pupil.
Apt Pupil was good too.
That was a creepy fucking story. That was in the same. That it was 4 seasons, and that had Stand by Me, Apt Pupil, and The Shawshank Redemption were all in that same collect. I forget what the 4th one was.
I'm gonna call Creep Show 2 pretty good too because I really like the adaptation of The Raft.
I love his like Stephen King short stories are fantastic. I always love when he put those out.
I was thinking Dark Matter.
Oh, I did not like that at all.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the first season. It kind of got campy.
I love that Murder by Death has a song called Holy Lord, The Shawshank Redemption is such a good movie.
I mean, it is a good, that's for a long time I said, if you want to make a good Stephen King movie, you need to make it out of one of his short stories. Cause when they try to do like the big ones, it always, cause he has so much going on in his books I mean, the joke was always like how thick his books were, but there's like so many like side characters and stuff, but it all like ties in together, and you have to trim it all down so much for movies that I always felt you lost a whole lot in the translation. Rick has proven me wrong here, because there are a bunch of good ones.
I would love to see like a mini series or whatever, like on Netflix, with kind of the production level of something like Black Mirror, with some of his short stories that haven't been done. Like that one weird Sand World one would be awesome to see for an hour. I'd love to see that.
There was that one. Wait, was the Raft the one that was like the Raft short story? Was that the one that was like the prequel to The Stand, where the flu breaking out?
No,
that one was neat. That one was neat too.
Yeah, the Raft is just on with Deke and Poncho going swimming on the raft. Everybody getting eaten by an oil slick. I just love the first couple Creepshow movies.
Yeah. They should do like an Electric Dreams for Stephen King, where they just take his short stories and do like hour-long episodes of those. That would be awesome. The new It was pretty good. Really, I enjoyed that. I'm looking forward to the second part.
Yeah, so
does that one contain the 12-year-old orgy in the sewers?
They cut that part. Yeah. They cut that part in both of the movie adaptations, which I guess is probably for the best, but it kind of makes more sense in the book.
They really lost the core demographic then.
I feel like orgy is a kind way to describe it.
They kind of just
blood orgy.
Well, they were stuck in the sewers underneath Derry, and they were already losing their connection to the turtle, and they had to do something to bond themselves even close. It's a long story. Basically, a bunch of tweens fucked each other. Don't worry about it.
But with the turtle.
The turtle is somewhere out there. The turtle is like this benevolent force, whereas it is sort of from the...
This sounds like a fever dream, 110%.
The turtle essentially is holding the universe up on its back. So we'll just leave it there.
So they lost their connection with the universe.
Okay.
So they had to fuck each other in a sewer?
The best thing...
because of a turtle.
The best thing about Stephen King is that if you're into one of the books, if it's one of the good books, he kind of gets you going along with whatever insane, like Dark Tower inspired horse shit is going around the edges. Like, it makes all that stuff actually have some context to make sense, even though it is literally the fever dream of a coke-addled madman.
And then a few years later, you mention it to someone that hasn't read the book, and they go, fucking what? Why? And you go, I want... You raise a good point.
But that is like you're dead on when it's a good Stephen King book, because like all the crazy shit really the thing with a good Stephen King book is like it's believable, like going through it, right? And like weird stuff happens, but it happens in a way like it's believable, and then you get to the climax, and that's where all the crazy like otherworldly shit and like the explanations and everything gets tied in together. And if it's a good one, you're like, cool, you go along with it.
That makes sense. There's a giant turtle.
But then you get some, like the Tommyknockers was my like guilty pleasure, because I read it at summer camp when I was like 12 or 13 or whatever. So I always I have a soft spot for that book. But like the end is complete bullshit. You know what I mean? And
totally. Yeah.
Yeah. But like I love the burn, like the build up to it. Yeah. I think that was my first. I think Tommyknockers was my first Stephen King book that I read.
Well, Stephen King, one of the things that Stephen King does really well is he sort of conveys the changes that entire areas go through. And like he has too many characters, yada, yada, yada. Some of them are thinly characterized, but he does a bad place better than most other authors do.
Mm-hmm. Salem's Lot is still like,
yeah,
that's a perfect example of like how you do that. That's a good one. Yeah, and it's not just that he's prolific, but I feel like he has more hits than misses. And when you're talking about getting into like 80, the 80 novel range, to have over 50% be decent that's pretty impressive.
And some of the ones that aren't decent are at least interesting too.
Yeah, like I didn't care for Cell, but yeah. I wanted to see like where it went. You know what I mean? I wanted to see how it went through. It's like one of his weaker offerings, but I was still like, I got it for Christmas and I read it in like 3 days.
like, I don't think anybody is going to say that The Regulators and Desperation were fantastic books, but they were at least really fucking interesting for a mainstream author to be putting out.
I forgot about those.
Yeah.
The Dark Half.
I actually like the movie adaptation of The Dark Half, but it's because Timothy Hutton is a fucking loon in there.
I love the book of Thinner. I wish the movie had been good.
Like even a quarter is good. I would have settled for. The Thinner adaptation is horseshit. Yeah. Although Alfred Molina,
the book was so good though. God, the book was so good. I would have liked to have seen what had happened if Richard Bachman hadn't gotten doxxed when he did. You know what I mean? They were going to give him? He was going to give him. I forget what he said in one of the beginnings of one of the Bachman. It might have been in the intro to Thinner. He was explained about how he got outed and everything, and he was going to do one of his next like big books was going to be under Richard Bachman's name instead of his name, and then he changed it. I don't remember who it was now, which one it was, but I would have liked to have seen like, because you wouldn't be able to get away with that nowadays, like at all. Like he wouldn't have been able to get away with like the 3 books that he did as Richard Bachman.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Richard Bachman?
Richard Bachman was Stephen King's pen name that he was using to release stuff that he felt wasn't on brand, basically.
Yeah.
But
okay.
He released like The Long Walk was a Richard Bachman one. The Running Man was a Richard Bachman one.
Oh, guys, so I need to bring a gift to Wayne's wedding. I don't know what to get him.
Does he not have a registry?
Get him a drone.
I don't know. Fuck no.
Get him a yo-yo.
He should have a registry. No. Just buy the most expensive thing on the registry and they'll be happy.
I was thinking...
keeping with the Kardashians, yo-yo. Just trust me on this.
Did he buy a bidet yet? Do we know if he bought a bidet yet?
Bidets are amazing, and I know which one you should get him.
I'll just...
Bidets they will change your life.
I'll just buy him the Brio Luxe one. Yeah, the one that I have. Like, come on. It's
like some fancy people spraying
$20
assholes
on Amazon.
Like future.
Bro, I was looking on Prime Day for one of the like electronic ones that like heat the water and they'll puff dry your asshole, and like it comes with like 2 prongs that spray. One's like a feminine wash, one's a refresh, and then they got like a different setting to scrub, like a pulsing, and then it rotates the fucking streams of water, and it'll like, oh man, I really wanted it, but I don't have an outlet close enough to my toilet.
Get him a nice shower head attachment, if you know what I mean.
Like everything of this description is just like, this is a bidet, you sure?
Way him and his wife can enjoy carnal relations better.
Bro, I was legit about to drop $500 on a toilet seat. If I had the outlet, I would have dropped $500 on a toilet seat.
Should get him one of those fuzzy toilet seat covers. Those were cool.
God.
Get him a job application for a real job. I'm sure Dave will appreciate that. Although
that's the funniest joke of the night.
Yeah, I gotta say it's been nice seeing Grim Green go over his juices. Like I'm actually getting happy for the motherfucker, which is strange.
It's really weird. I'm proud of you, Wayne, and then I go,
yeah.
Oh, well, we got Double Jerry.
What the fuck?
Didn't have Double Jerry. My computer just died.
One's just looking at us super judgmentally.
They're both ugly.
I'm gonna remove.
Wait, what were you happy for Wayne?
When Grim Green reviewed his recipes.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. It's also cool to see that he's actually big upping some DIY stuff. So
he was on Fresh's show last week.
Yeah.
So we fucking better have him next week, Graham.
Okay, I was just gonna say, like the reason he was on Fresh's show is because Addy Tooney is a fucking G and he's super nice and he knows everybody. You just start shit with like Flavor Art North America.
I do. Wayne doesn't.
So I'm just saying, like, Fresh has that extra draw there. You just make things more difficult.
Hey, but I'm saying the fucking Homeboy had fun on the show. He enjoyed us. We could just it seemed like he did.
I enjoyed having him on.
Yeah, we enjoyed having him on.
He's a good dude.
I just want to ask him if he can convince Grim to come on in the mix.
I just want to see if he can bench press me. I'm guessing he can.
Oh, most definitely.
And I'm big too, so still think he could do it.
As soon as he did his Chinese voice impression,
you knew it was going to be okay.
Yeah.
Misery was going to be the next Richard Bachman book if he didn't get outed.
And also the next show. Look forward to it next week.
Yeah.
That's every week on
Rap battle. Come on.
Oh, dude, I really hope. I pray that they don't go through with that. Like, no, like
They better
it would
not.
make me physically uncomfortable.
Yeah, we can
like,
talk about secondary embarrassment syndrome. That's
like,
what we.
I get like goosebumps on my lower legs, like on my calves. You know when you're like super embarrassed and kind of scared, you get that like back of the knee tingle.
How do you think I felt when you brought that Conrad dude on? And I was,
oh man.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what happened. I'm just
noped out.
That was the shit show.
Who's Conrad?
Oh, don't worry about it. You don't want to know.
It's a long, stupid story, and nobody looks good after telling it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Graham thought it would be a good idea to bring a mentally challenged individual onto the show.
Yeah,
but
I probably would have noped out too.
Yeah, it was rough. I handled it well, but man, it was.
You handled like a champ, man. You were in game mode, but yeah, that entire thing made me
nicer, to be honest. Like
made me question everything I've done in my
Are you talking
life.
about the Sling Blade episode?
Yeah. Like I don't think he had a certificate or anything, so I don't think we were completely in the wrong. But yeah,
It's all right. They grow up to be bus drivers. Good people.
Okay. There's no high points in this show's history. I'm just throwing that out there. Matt showed up. That was the high point.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. We got Matt and Alicia to come on, and that was the high point. We're just riding out that one.
Yeah.
At least Matt talks more.
Until someone from their job sees this show and they go,
Yeah,
there's a Thanos joke.
one of my bosses was like, "Hey, don't you do a podcast? Like, we should get that information up on the Charlie Noble website." You know, so I was like, "Nope,
no, you don't want that information anyway."
I was like, I am not Matthew Topolsky on this one. I am Pretty Matthew, and I have nothing to do with Wealth Trading Company Incorporated. With I'm talking about this, except for the fact that we make fantastic liquid and everybody should buy it.
We're gonna have to start with like a disclaimer that's longer than the title of the show.
Oh, so like
We only have to do that after we get caught. We're good.
Yeah, that's a good point. After we get caught, we'll start adding disclaimers.
Maybe there should just be a disclaimer that's always on the page that says this is just a parody.
Well,
It's satire.
It kind of is.
Right? This goes under fair use. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. Oh man.
Just a blanket disclaimer that nobody on this show has anything to do with the actual people on this show.
Yeah. This isn't really.
I sign up on that waiver.
The views the views and opinions reflected on StopGap of the co-hosts on StopGap do not reflect the views and opinions of StopGap or the co-hosts on StopGap.
Right. It's all a bit.
Everything's a bit.
Graham's microphone's a bit. Like everything's a bit.
Bits all the way up.
No, his microphone was legitimately messed up.
I got a big one. Right. I got a big one.
Oh, there it is.
See?
Is the microphone
That
really-
classic Graham.
You don't say shit for a while until we start making fun of your mic, and then suddenly you come on with a shitty ass mic again.
Yeah, make fun of this.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
I can't.
We don't have to.
You don't have a camera, so I don't know what you're referring to when you say make fun of this.
Let's see.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, let's all see how Alicia's pooping. Let's share this with the show. This is how Alicia poops. She's got the smart bidet SB1000, electric bidet for elongated toilets. Oh man, does this have my address?
You hear that, Mark Grimes? Dick out.
All right, it doesn't have my full address. I was like,
Careful now.
Yeah, we're good. It just has my town.
That's why you make all your group like Amazon accounts just add bullshit.
Yeah.
For some reason, Amazon legitimately thinks my name is Dank Memes.
Wait.
He
Who has
still ships that stuff to me?
who has owner of the call? Change Jerry's name to Scuffed Jerry.
Scuffed Jerry. Can I
I-
rename?
Right click him.
Oh yeah, I can.
I really liked him better from a different camera angle. This is kind of killing the magic. There you go. There's my handsome boy.
Can we get the Chef John angle?
All right, so let's see what type of luxury she's living with. Okay, we have
that's what I'm
for some
talking
reason it looks like we have a fucking, is that a like credit card scanner on the side? Can you like charge to your toilet seat?
Nah, that's actually the like the controller for it. Like what the remote? It's the infrared controller for whatever for the remote.
You have to point the remote behind you?
I don't actually have to point it behind me.
Okay.
But it's just the receiver for it.
Okay, so then it's radio frequency, not IR.
Whatever.
If it was IR, you'd have to point it at it. It's like that's like a TV remote.
It does say it's best if you point it at it, but I never do.
Okay, we got a heated toilet seat with a warm air dryer and temperature-controlled wash functions in white.
It's all great.
See, this isn't the luxury that I was thinking of.
It's got the heated seat. It's got the ass and the front wash. It's got all the things.
I think I was looking at the Brondell, but
that one has pretty much all the same exact features. The only thing is it's dual nozzle instead of single. But
it's got stainless steel nozzles.
Yeah, I mean, easy cleanup.
Easy cleanup. Here.
It cleans itself.
We'll go back to the co-host while I find the one that I was looking at.
All right. Yeah, that one right there though, the nozzle cleans itself after every use, before and after specifically.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna make a joke about shitting in a outhouse because my internet obviously said that, but as you can see, I've got the brand new crispy internet. It's fantastic. It's literally changed my life. It's amazing, and everybody should get better internet.
Absolutely. You guys were posting your internet numbers, and I was like, I'm not gonna post mine. It'll make everyone feel bad.
Oh wait, we're doing that.
That was me last year.
Yeah, we're doing that. We're doing that. Let's check our speed test.
People do.
Dude, that's not fair because I'm running from the opposite side of where my internet connection is.
All right, let's go.
Wi-Fi.
I'm connected to Wi-Fi that happens to
what
be
a loser. Wireless.
Hey,
well,
I
wait,
went.
I'm not fully wireless. I got this thing that like
Fully
puts my
wireless.
internet over the electricity line, the power lines, and then I'm plugged into that. But I only get 50 megabits for the
Wow. That's laughable.
I know. When I'm in the actual room that has the internet connection, I get about 300.
Oh man, that's upsetting. I'm only getting 600 megabits.
Hey, okay,
Former internet right now.
Yeah, I went from fucking 768K up to fucking 100 megabits, so suck my balls. Like, this is a huge fucking change for me, and it's fantastic. Okay?
And you look terrifying.
My up speed is 921 though, so not bad.
You know when HD porn started to come out and everyone's like, I don't want this.
Yeah, at all. That's one
I
thing.
was really coasting on the low resolution.
Yeah,
it's
that's.
unfortunate.
I mean, you're
Like I couldn't tell that she had caked on makeup before, but I sure can now.
You still
Listen,
have
I
the
was getting
C6. You still have the
Who has cake
C630,
on
so you're good.
Oh, the porn.
Yeah, no, I can still hide behind my slightly inferior web camera.
I was getting by with snow and catching a tit every 35 minutes on that block channel. I don't know why I had to go to high def.
Dude, those fuzzy channels were the realness growing up with fucking
Right.
when you still had dial up and you had to wait like 5 minutes for the booby picture to load.
I could finish twice in that time.
I'll have you know that 11-year-old me thought that he invented masturbating.
Hey, I just miss like the Spice Channel because you'd be like fucking around with it, and then every once in a while you saw some naked women wearing tennis shoes. For some reason, in the 90s they were always wearing tennis shoes. It was fucking
That's because the floor was sticky as shit.
This is it.
Sorry, sticky as semen. That's the more accurate.
This is it. The Brondell Swash, I think 1400 is what I wanted.
All right, so finish this.
Oh man.
Things that don't turn you on when women say semen. Oh, man.
kind of fucking gross.
That's like saying penis or vagina.
Yeah, her moist vagina.
All right.
Oy.
This is the one. This is the one that I wanted.
Right? That's how like an old Jewish mother describes.
Yeah.
One of those. I don't know. Moist vagina. Oy.
I need it. Are you gonna share that shit?
Oh, I shared it. It's in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
I didn't
Rigid.
see the
No,
notification.
I'm gonna pop it up for the people to see. All right. So this is the
Nanotechnology nozzle sterilization. What the fuck does that even mean?
I don't know, man. I don't fucking
They
know.
have
I don't know.
nanites coming off the particulates.
But it had
do
me.
they make one with a rounded end?
Yeah, they make the nozzle with a
Why, do you
rounded
want to
end.
stick it up your butt?
That's
This
the
is fucking
joke.
nanotechnology.
Jesus Christ, you ruin everything.
I don't
I
want
mean,
nano-
bro, I would
Well-
pay for a colonic machine. Shit.
Dude,
How about go over and shoot a
that
hose
turbo
out there?
wash, that turbo wash is like an enema every time.
Yeah,
What
you
do
can
you
put
think?
organic coffee in it and go full hippie and just get coffee enemas.
Just fucking cover the end of a garden hose with Vaseline. It works,
All
believe
right,
me.
but look at this vision from the future, right? So you got the fucking toilet, dual stainless steel nozzles, a warm air dryer, a replaceable deodorizer. This thing,
So
they went all out. They even made this fucking video. Let me just lower the audio.
Is
on
it
this.
worth $300 more for it just because it's got stainless steel nozzles?
Dude, I think
Nanotechnology. Nanotechnology.
I got an idea. This girl here that is right here sitting with me, she just had a threesome with the porn star Cytheria. You want to hear that story?
No.
Who the fuck is Cytheria?
It sounds like a venereal disease.
Yeah, Cytheria sounds like something that would burn when I pee.
Look her up. Look her up.
She's the queen of squirting.
She's
All
the
right.
queen of what?
Squirting.
All right,
squirting.
We're not gonna
wanna get
share
it?
that.
Do you have a nice water fight?
Also, that's just piss.
It was fun. She's hot.
You scissors?
She don't know how to suck a dick though.
Oh, and this is legit from Wikipedia. Second,
No, this is legit in front of my face.
second sentence from Wikipedia says
Hold on one
she is
second.
known for her ability to ejaculate while performing sex acts.
How
Well,
do you
I'm
know-
impressed that you can talk so well with Graham's dick in your mouth.
Oh yeah, it just was. I ain't gonna lie.
The
But yeah, no, she asked me if I could teach her how to put it down my throat. Or put it down her throat.
well,
But,
there's that.
but what?
Because she has gag reflexes. And I was like, sure, yeah, I can teach you, knowing damn well I can't help her gag reflexes. But I can try to get her in my bed with me and my ex.
No, you just got to roll up the sleeves and fucking go to town. That's how you beat
Oh,
the gag
right.
reflex. You got tell her, you know what? You just got to fight through it.
I did tell her that I was like, just keep ramming it down your throat. That's
There
all
you
you
go.
can do.
See, that's what I thought cosmetology school was for.
This one here appreciates her esophagus getting bruised. She loves it. I mean, she loves it.
Okay.
All right, Graham. Thanks for your contribution. Well, that was weird as always. That was weird as it's ever been.
StopGap goes back to
Graham,
its roots.
Graham, this isn't the shit show anymore, dude.
Well, okay, I'm sorry. Back to your nano fucking hose talk.
Yeah, dude, we're talking about spraying assholes, all
We're
right?
talking about science.
Yeah, we're
Revolutionary.
not talking about your nano hose, Graham.
Oh! Fucking got him.
She was forming sentences with not only the dick, but also the balls in her mouth.
Right.
If it's
And
anyone
hip bone.
but Graham, I'd be impressed.
It's like a dick
Look, it's the whole-
ventriloquist.
It's like you just don't want to be impressed. You know you can't. It's bothering you that you are. That's the problem. He wants to play a certain game with himself. That he's not.
You guys are all just jealous. His dick's getting sucked right now, and yours isn't.
You don't know what kind of you don't know my situation.
Yeah, I'm jealous that he has literally six other nights a week that he could do this.
And I do.
But instead he mutes up for the entire show to get his dick sucked.
Because when I bring him on, I try and include everyone, and this is what happens. You try to embarrass me. And it's just, I got enough embarrassment in front of this girl.
Okay, I'm not embarrassed.
Well, I know you're not.
He is.
Clear.
He is.
Why are you embarrassed?
You mean in front of you or in front of them?
Both.
Well, that's the size is one, and then if them, they're gonna make fun of.
Why? It doesn't matter about the size. It's how you use it.
Well, I wish it was.
Graham's been hearing that his entire life.
No.
Graham, at least somebody appreciates your tiny dick.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah,
It's
well-
not that tiny. It's not tiny at all.
Okay, stop talking.
It's medium size. It's regular size.
I love her now. I love her now. She said it's not that tiny.
Hey,
You can say on the
Yeah,
show
this is the best segment we've had, Graham. Good call. Good
what's
fucking
the
call.
Listen, it's not tiny. It's just perfect size, really.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't. Yeah.
It doesn't. You can't even. It doesn't make my mouth.
I can
hurt.
barely feel
So
it.
it's
It's
not
like
a cervix puncher then. Okay.
Don't talk. All right, come on.
I like how she's the one who's turning you off right now, not any of the dudes.
she said more hurtful shit than we could ever come up with.
I
during
know.
this
I thought this
bit.
would be funny. Next thing I know, I got a mediocre cock.
No, there's nothing wrong with it.
She said it's all right.
Damn, nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with most dicks, but you know.
Well, it's how you use it.
Yours is,
Yeah, exactly, right?
we don't.
Us girls know.
And
Well-
Graham uses it like someone coming down from a fentanyl high.
Also about how you abuse it.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true for throats too.
God, I wish this was a bit.
Same.
Sometimes the best things aren't bits.
Oh, Graham's entire life is a bit, and I loved it. I love you, Graham.
Everything's a bit.
It's amazing.
Interrupt, guys. She's I'll be back.
I need to go make another drink.
I need 2-3 minutes. Let's finish this off.
I gotta go get my first drink. That was too good. I wasn't gonna drink tonight. I got to now. We found out Graham has micro penis.
No, that's not at all what was said.
This is adequate.
I mean, you didn't interrupt her
Objection.
personality. All right.
Gotta go unless they say something else bad about my gnarled dick.
Listen. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I can't. Please stop. You gotta give me a minute here. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Beef jerky.
Do it twice. 2 minutes. Oy, oy.
Fucking Bill Talk.
I don't like porno stars with gimmicks.
No, it means her name means like love. Like her husband got
Her husband.
her husband
Get the fuck
they
outta
had
here with
a fucking home invasion and he got killed.
that. Oh, really? That's a
Yeah, 2
terrible
years
story.
ago.
So it's her fucking spiraling into porn.
No, she was in porn before that.
Oh, well.
But it means like love
Chances are-
and
well, no, it
stupid
doesn't.
shit like that, like faith, and that's what Cytheria means.
So she went right into porn.
All right, so since this show's already gone off the rails, let's see.
No, turns out Cytheria, it means love and respect.
Some shit like that. That's what it means.
It
Let's
doesn't
Solid
at all
ass.
mean like, yeah, dead ass. I love that.
Well,
Year-olds crack me up.
Cytheria.
sounds like she's really into astrology.
Well, the
Yeah,
ass
yeah,
part.
she is too. She wants to get a optical illusion put on her ceiling
Fuck, does that
with
have-
stars. I don't know, because it reminds me of tarot.
Are you
tarot
Cytheria?
cards. No, but
Is that
I
what's going on here?
no.
Okay.
But she told me.
You should call her tonight. Actually, right now. Can you get
I
her
have
over
her
here?
number.
All right, guys. Be right back.
Oh my god.
I don't even know where to go from that.
Just look her up.
I think
don't know
that
if
this
it
is
is.
where the show ends now.
No, I gotta show off my new shit.
Yeah. Show it off.
Fucking
I'm
ASMR
sorry.
hour.
Yeah.
Headphone,
Top
headphone
this
warning.
conversation that just happened.
Let's take it
Like,
back.
a drone is not gonna top it.
Whoa! Spoiler, bitch.
You had it on camera.
Oh man.
I'll come back. I'll get the money shot.
This is fine. It's just a business conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I like mixing?
Get the money from Graham up front, okay, honey? Just get it from him up front. Otherwise, he ain't gonna pay you.
Listen to me. Let me explain something to you. The money thing, are you putting me on blast? Like I'm getting a prostitute? This fine young woman is not a prostitute. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just having fun.
How rude.
That's the first time he said that about any girl in his trailer.
I mean, you should probably monetize that though, because you're probably doing a community service here.
No, I'm having fun.
Yeah, so.
I got a branding manager that I can hook you up with. I have a feeling his balls are in your hands right now.
Grimes, I am not gonna show you guys my tits.
Wait, Graham, did you at least sell her god milk?
Yeah, she has 2 bottles of it right now.
Good shit. Where?
At least she showed her tits for 1 bottle.
I don't want to know where the bottle.
Well, I mean, she doesn't have a gag reflex, so god milk is acceptable.
Oh,
wow, that was real bad.
Let's fucking do this.
She doesn't have a gag reflex because she doesn't have a throat.
What has this turned into?
Maybe she just doesn't have a gag reflex with you, Graham.
Bones and Graham getting his dick sucked, apparently.
Sounds like a Tuesday. I don't know.
Graham, you can't afford drones.
Listen, Alicia. You don't want me to break out the video.
You're not even aware which day of the week it is. I'm not going to take life advice here.
No, I just said it's like a Tuesday and a Thursday. Yeah. Oh, she's spectacularly plain. She's spectacularly plain.
This is who she is.
Yeah. Look up Cytheria. It's not at all what you think it's going to be.
No, she's really hot.
Well. She looks like the whore next door.
I've made some poor choices.
Yeah. Yeah, the whore next door for sure. That's exactly what she
Fuck, that thing is loud.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But...
Oh no, I'm good. I was just... No. I was just... It made a cameo. We're good.
I want one of those things so I can fly it over her head.
It's so fun. You should get one for your I don't know, Pornhub startup.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool.
For sure. Yeah, dude. Some drone
definitely
porn. Oh yeah.
Aerial sex.
Yeah, Ariel.
Not Ariel as in Little Mermaid.
Oriole.
That's been overdone.
Not to mention, you won't have to fucking pay any cameramen. Nothing.
Yeah, no, that's dope, right? Like no overtime. You none of that bullshit.
Just make sure that you put really loud music over the whole thing, because otherwise you're just gonna have the buzzing sound.
No. Throat mics.
So
have you seen the pussy cameras? Because those exist.
The dildos with the camera in the head. Yeah.
Oh,
no, the ones where they actually implant a camera into the vajay, and then I'm not screaming.
Why'd you? Yeah, you're yelling.
So wait.
I'm not yelling.
Yeah, calm the fuck down, Alicia.
God damn, Alicia,
Jesus
stop
Christ.
getting so fucking excited.
Now, my question for you
She
is...
gets a colonoscopy and now she's all about internal cameras.
Somebody's talking about teledildonics and all of a sudden she perks right up.
What would you rather have squirt on you? Cytheria or the Brondel Swash 1400?
No, seriously, look Cytheria up. Seriously,
yes, Grimes, I am drinking. But
I'm gonna go with the bidet, personally.
I totally saw this porno thing where the camera was inside the vajay.
Right. Alicia, we gotta fix your mic later. Seriously, it's ridiculous.
How is that even fun?
Yeah, it's like peaking and it's killing my ears.
Is that better?
When you talk lower, it's not so bad.
Nothing.
It's not a you problem. It's a mic problem.
Yeah, I mean, screaming about cervixes being seen. I mean, what the hell kind of sexy part is that? What's the sexiest part of the internals?
No, it's not the cervix that the camera is showing. It's literally pointed at the entrance. So it's just like the dick is coming in, and like it was really fucking weird though. It was super.
So it's pointing out, and you can see the entrance, like you see it coming, like oh shit, it's coming in, and that's what it's pointing out. I feel like it would be covered up though, like it would smash it.
Why would I want to watch a tip of a dick?
Have you had the lush?
How loose is your?
It was very scientific. Okay.
Did somebody just strap a GoPro on? Like, what's going on here?
I don't think you could fit a GoPro in there. Well, I mean, unless she's like, used to like the American Challenger.
Cole, what would you choose for squirting on you? The bidet or Cytheria?
The bidet. Any day. Okay, I don't like getting pissed on. That's not my fetish.
I'm going to church.
Actually, we actually had a group event at a church this week, so I had to walk into an LDS church for the first time in like 14 years, and the smell triggered me so hard.
Fucking made it feel like your butthole was open, like wide open.
Dude, I don't know what it is. Do all churches smell the same? Do they just all?
Like
what are they
like old people because they're close to death and they want to go to church?
Yeah,
old people and farts.
Yeah, and kids and cum.
I don't smell cum.
Bleach.
No. That's the confessional booth.
Yeah, that's also in the back room.
Yeah,
where the altar servers get dressed and stuff for the.
They call them choir boys or altar boys.
No, I was an altar server, dude. They're called altar servers now. They're all.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, they want to.
Pretty Matthew looks like a disappointed father right now.
I can't hear you over all this Jesus.
They didn't want me because I'm a girl.
Were you arrested?
You guys made Rick religious.
Yeah, well.
Hail Mary, full of grace.
We don't talk about that episode.
Yeah, I named
I
it.
am the worst Catholic.
You're a Catholic. Well, that makes sense. It does.
I don't like church because of all the standing you have to do. You know how they're like, stand up. All right, you may be seated.
Kneel. Wait, are we all stopping our video now?
Do you kneel? Why?
You don't tell me when to sit down. I'm gonna sit down when I damn well please.
What?
Oh, lapsed Catholics are the worst.
Yeah, you do. You click immediately.
I don't know how to spell Alicia's name, so I'm spelling it the way it should be spelled.
Father Rick.
How is it supposed to be spelled?
Well, I was gonna put Brother Concrete, but I saw JFM was in the chat earlier. Thank you for getting that. Deep cut.
Oh wow.
I fixed the spelling for you.
Man.
Okay, I'm back from church, and now I never have to talk about squirting again.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Well, I'll show you in a minute.
Make a girl squirt. Oh, I'm sorry.
How many Hail Marys?
You can.
A million Hail Marys.
Next week on StopGap, squirting. Is it pee?
No,
It is.
no, it's not.
Hail Marys.
There is the potential for trace amounts of pee to be in it, but most of the time there's nothing.
No, there's it cuts it up. There's no way that you can pee and come at the same time.
Who's asking you to do that?
That's men, honey. That's
No, it's both of us.
You've
Both men and
never
female.
seen me come pee.
Oh.
Well, I'm sure StopGap's team of excellent scientists will.
No, do we have any medical
unearth this
professionals
issue.
in the? Do we have any medical professionals around right now, like in the chat or anything?
No.
Okay, then never mind. I don't want
You
to. I
listen
don't want
to
to
the
ask
show?
any questions.
Well, if you can come and pee at the same time. You can't do that.
You
No,
cannot
but-
come and pee at the same time. You can you can pee while having a boner,
Okay.
although it's difficult, but you can't come and pee at the same time. It doesn't.
Right.
Don't assume my pee
You can't.
difficulty.
Yeah, don't tell me what I can and can't do. All right,
I have a
I
question
am
for
a
Father Rick.
white male. I can do whatever I want.
I
in
can
this
just
country.
sin as much as I want as long as I ask for forgiveness after, right?
No,
That's how
no,
that
just
works.
get
As long as you don't-
No, because Father assumes that I'm Catholic. Catholics actually believe that your bad acts kind of follow you around. You're thinking about Protestants who think that as long as you say, "Oh no, my bad," at the end everything's forgiven.
I think if you just go Ali Akbar at the end of your fucking life, and then you're all good. As far as
Well,
I'm pretty
that's-
sure.
Not what they
It's
say.
not spelled OLLY.
So
That's the biggest Ali I've ever seen.
Yeah. Ali Akbar.
Ali Akbar kick flip haram.
It's just some Shindo with a fucking shirt on.
wait,
Now I want to
So-
play. Now I want to play that video game. where it's-
why are there
Play
no
some Tony
rabbis
Hawk
in
Pro
this?
Bomber.
I feel like
Oh
somebody
man.
should be a rabbi.
There's no Jews.
Why are you looking to get touched?
What is this, a country club?
Big country.
You gotta say that with a gruffy voice too. What is
Yeah.
this, a country club?
Scruffy if you're Jerry.
See, we haven't, mhm.
I was gonna say I was gonna say we're the Masons, but no Catholics in the Masons either, so that one's out.
You're
There
traveling
is a
now?
steam room in the Masons, though.
Is that a thing? You can't have Catholics in the Masons?
I don't know if it still is, but it was. Every president except for one was a Mason. Kennedy.
Okay.
Kennedy wasn't a Mason because he was a Catholic, but that was still during like the anti-Catholic period of American history.
There's not. You can't. It's.
Because
Is Trump a Mason?
I'm sure Trump's a Mason. To pull out some William Cutting from the gangs of New York, you know, you don't want to have a president that can fall for your how did he phrase it? For your papist idolatry.
I'll be right out.
Yeah. God, I love Bill the Butcher. Greatest.
Yeah.
Maybe Daniel Day-Lewis's best character ever.
Who's that?
Gangs of New York.
Yeah, the dude from Gangs of New York, Bill the Butcher.
Yeah.
Oh.
With the glass
throwing, butchery mustache.
Well, he is the glass. He's tapping the knife on the glass eye when he's talking to him. Yeah,
that is a pretty sick scene,
dude. The only bad part of that movie is Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, she's brutal in that.
She's bad in everything.
With her no makeup, having face. Ugh. I do not like her.
I don't mind that. Just her entire character is completely superfluous to the plot. Sorry, I did not mean to take this away from the amazing bit of podcasting that we're having.
Basic bitches love Cameron Diaz. Don't diss on the Diaz.
Oh, that's why you're a fan?
Thank you for that PSA.
You can put all the purple hair you want on that.
We know you're drinking pumpkin spice flavored whiskey.
No, but it is actually small batch from Vermont, from some tiny ass distillery.
Maple syrup whiskey.
Oh,
no, but I do have maple syrup whiskey.
Yeah,
not here.
Of course you do.
That sounds like Crown.
Fucking hipster. Of course you do.
No, this shouldn't Crown. Hold on, let me go.
Graham wanted to know what I'm drinking. This is Oban 15 year. So it's or Oban. I don't know how it's pronounced.
Is it Japanese whiskey or?
No, it's a Scotch.
Oh, okay.
It's a Scottish.
Yeah, I'm drinking a fine lemon lime Talking Rain directly out of the 2-liter.
That's not Shasta.
No, it's the 2-liter.
That's how you know. That's how you know Rick's a big dude, because that 2-liter looks like a regular sized bottle.
Yeah, it's
yeah. I have like my little mini Diet Coke.
So I got news. I should be able to make the November convention.
Oh, we're all getting arrested.
You didn't get the promotion? Congratulations.
No, I got the promotion, but I didn't get the promotion so many times that they're promoting me fast.
Oh, well, I don't know what the hell they're thinking.
So you guys can all go meet Graham's friend.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna Line-X myself from head to toe. Should be a good time.
I'm gonna lather myself in lube before I go in there.
It's a good look.
Yeah.
Wait, I just want to point out, this is
I don't need to.
bourbon whiskey. There's no maple in this bitch.
I think they're talking about you.
It might have. I don't know.
They all want to come
I'm
see.
talking about Graham. I'm just gonna cover myself in tinfoil.
They want you to determine whether or not they also have micro penises. I'm sorry, honey.
Well,
really,
wanna see
I
that.
just want to meet any of Graham's friends.
It sounds so
doesn't
condescending when you say honey.
it certainly does.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
Sorry, honey.
I bet it'd be the best I ever had.
I mean, if we're body shaming and I'm there, it's gonna be a while. I got a lot.
What?
You know, only you seem to be body shaming yourself.
It's because I'm the only person who will give it to myself nearly as hard as I deserve it.
Yeah.
Well,
He was being literal when he.
My
lifted
wife says the
this,
same
by the
exact
way.
thing.
so when they all come and visit, you want to see them.
They can see me.
Yeah,
Which
You gotta line up like a dick
which
firing
club
squad.
does she work in?
Hey, Graham.
Club.
Renegade.
Hey, Graham, is it just a tip if that's all your penis is?
I don't know, Alicia.
It's
Maybe.
not. It's just a tip. It goes down my throat.
I mean, I don't know. Why are you preoccupied with my cock?
I guess it's the topic of
talking
the
to
night.
Alicia, but-
It's the topic of the night, man.
Alicia keeps saying just the tip, like she's bitter about something.
I said it once.
A couple times.
Is this a love triangle? Like
something's happening.
Oh, sorry, babe.
I don't know what's happening, and I'm not okay with it.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay, what's happening is
Only
Graham's
I
getting
get
a
to
hand
fuck
job.
Graham, right?
Graham's getting a hand job. Alicia doesn't know to unmute her mic.
I've been muting. And
Pretty
I'm-
Matthews on Reddit, I think. Let's check those glasses.
By the way, it's not a hand job. What am I, 7th grade? Fuck out of here.
Here, let's try it. Can we see what he's?
Hey,
looking
you
at?
underestimate the
Oh, that's
the
definitely
satisfaction of a
Reddit. He's
good
on the front
old-fashioned,
page right now. No, is that? Are you looking at car listings? Oh man, you're muted. You are muted.
Are you looking for Graham's chatterbait?
Well, you're not gonna find out.
No, I went and looked up Cytherea's home invasion.
She's
Yeah,
surprisingly
seriously,
mediocre, right? She's just
Her
like plain.
husband died because of it.
Oh, she didn't look that good. Probably arranged it.
This shit got.
Was her husband a Capricorn?
There's nothing about. There's nothing. It was pretty fucking brutal though. It was like it was a home invasion and gang rape while their kids were home. But it happened back in 2015. I was trying to see if they ever had like, 'cause I can't find. I was trying to see if there was like the sentencing for the and like it was like 5 dudes, but like two were like under 18. It was a bad situation, so I was just like looking through.
Okay, see,
the legal side, because I was just curious because I'd never heard.
Probably got probation.
We need to make sure that we express that that's a real situation. When you say a porn star's name, home invasion, I think that's the title of a film.
Well, Christy Mack, did the same thing happen to Christy Mack? Or didn't know her?
Christy Mack got almost beat to death by War Machine, and that's the only reason. The only reason I know that is because I used to follow some MMA, like I used to watch some MMA stuff, so it was like a big deal. But like he almost fucking killed her, and I never realized like she's fucking tiny. She's like barely 5 foot tall, and he's like a big fucking dude. Like he like shattered her jaw, like her orbital, he shattered like her eye socket, like swelling on the brain. Like it was pretty fucking bad.
I was gonna make a joke, but it feels in bad taste.
It really does.
Well, that's where we draw the line, apparently.
Brain damage is usually where we draw the line for jokes, unless it's funny brain damage where they come out with like an accent.
Or Conrad.
Christy Mack she was a really nice.
Brain damage is always funny.
She's fully covered up, like all inked up, but she has a really nice throw piece. I'm always jealous. Like whenever, so every once in a while, I'll go like do a Google image search for like throat tattoos because I would love to do it, but I'm too much of a pussy. Like that shit would hurt too much, and I have like a job where I can't do that. But I even like Grim Greens, even though it's like a Star Wars like kind of dorky thing or whatever, it's really well done. It's like in the, like the icon, like Day of the Dead style, but it's like the stormtrooper. I always think throat tattoos look really cool, but I can't do it. So sorry. Little peek inside of my mind. Wow, did I just kill the show?
Oh no, it's fine.
I'm
now I'm reading that.
Can we please kill the show?
Yeah.
You
No,
backed up and ran over it again.
We gotta wait a minute.
Dude, I love everybody's new. How come my name didn't change?
Show's not over until Graham finishes.
I just finally went back to the screen to look at all of your beautiful faces again, and I realized like I'm the only one that doesn't have a different name now.
If that's ever gonna happen, you're gonna.
Oh yeah, we all went to.
That's because
church.
Pretty Matthew can already be sexual.
See,
I mean, look at me.
Good on you. She
Not,
wants a piece.
I'm convinced.
it's not my fault. I'm this handsome.
Pretty.
Yep. Look at this hair.
So pretty.
Look at all his hair.
I know. It's like almost longer than mine.
I'm trying to. You should see my kid. My kids is almost this long now too. He's not getting a haircut till he says he wants a haircut.
I need a haircut. I'm getting sick of it. It like keeps. I wake up and it's choking me. Like it like wraps around and then I'm like, this is not okay.
Do you have a roommate? Because they might be trying to choke you with your own hair.
Nah, I wake up and my hair is literally like underneath me, but behind me, and then I'm like, oh God, who's choking me? And then I wake up and I'm like, oh, it's my own hair trying
But
to.
you don't put it up when you go to bed?
Not always. I did last night, which is why it has this like weird wave thing happen.
Yeah, I don't know how you do. Like, I mean, I wear my hair up the majority of the
Most of the time, I like when I fall asleep, I just like push my hair above the pillow, and it's
No, that shit gets all that gets all in the way. I gotta put it up like in a good sock bun or something, so there's not even like a ponytail hanging for me to be able to sleep properly.
Yeah, I do what Rick does, but without the hat.
I gotta figure out a new.
I'm bald.
I need to go look and figure out like some new ways to do a bun.
Do it right on the top, right? Like where the hair
I do them.
starts.
Yeah, I do.
Like a top
have
knot.
Have it hang down, but have it hang down. Split it.
No, not like a suicide
like a
roll.
fucking samurai.
Yeah.
All right, we're going badass here. We're not going
that's
top knot hipster, right?
Not
I like how.
in the front.
No, it's a suicide roll if it's up front.
No, I want it to be called a unicorn horn because I love unicorns.
But that's
I don't
not
know what the actual term is, and I don't care. I just
get your furry predilections out of this conversation.
I am not a furry.
Okay.
I like how greasy Jerry's hair is. Like,
okay, let's talk about your wings.
She said the correct term is fur-minded individual.
It's not a teddy bear. It's a unicorn, and there's also a llama.
She said it's not a teddy bear. It's a southern brown bear, and that's my fursona.
That's what. Okay, llama, red pajama. It's cool. We're good.
Horn. The unicorn. We all know what that means. You're not fooling anyone, dude.
I've decided that I always need to have a like Razor Ramon.
Oh my God, I love it. I love the curly.
I love Razor Ramon.
I am Razor Ramon.
Scott Hall, man, for life.
Seriously, for being a fucking weird Scarface knockoff, like that was an awesome character.
Dude, the Razor's Edge was like the best finishing move ever.
Yeah, the crucifix powerbomb. Yeah.
I do that to my kid on the couch sometimes.
And he's somebody else. So it's really easy to do. 10% more attractive because of the curly thing.
Yeah, it's like it's like Clark Kent and Superman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
y'all can't handle that. I'm gonna cover that back up.
I'm really.
That's not a Seahawks hat though.
No, it's
I'm also disappointed about that.
So I feel a little bit like a poser because it's not a local team, but there's the single A short season league is currently doing like a Hispanic outreach thing. And so they redesigned all of their logos to go like towards that market. So these are the Inland Empire Cucuis. I just thought the hat was dope as fuck.
I like it. I was trying to figure out what it was earlier. I like it. Yeah. It's almost like the Spectre or something like that.
Yeah, it's apparently some sort of like Hispanic boogeyman that eats children and hides in a closet, and also the logo for a single A baseball team for the year, and that's awesome.
Look up Rogue Gaming because it looks a lot like their logo too, and I keep thinking.
Herpes will go away though.
Yeah, Shindo, I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to shave the top of my head.
Do it. It looks awesome.
So I can do the legit top knots.
Yeah, none of that hipster pussy shit.
I mean, I'm just saying, being bald on the top of your head is pretty overrated.
Somebody was asking in the chat, how often do you touch it up?
Oh, like every probably 4 or 5 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, pretty much when I have to start like trimming the hair around my ears because like it'll like curl and sit on my ear. That's when I shave it. But yeah, my hair grows super slow. Like the hair on the sides is really thick and coarse, but the hair on the top is non-existent anymore.
That's obvious.
Yeah, like no, because I used to just have blonde hair on that. Like all my hair used to be. When did you
start? How old were you when you started going bald?
I was probably around 16 or 17 when it really started thinning.
Fuck.
So like you have like a shitload of testosterone on your system. That means you're like what, a manly man or something? I mean,
no, it means I got a fat cock.
Yep. I've heard that same story.
Like, yeah, I mean,
and
bald guys.
No, I do have super saggy balls too, though. It's terrible.
Oh,
like running hurts. I've got to wear
just the size of grapefruits, distended and uncomfortably sensitive.
He's got a little cart that he pushes them around in.
But no,
at least they're not the size of grapes.
He gets one of those little kid-sized shopping carts from Trader Joe's just to wheel his balls around it in front of him.
The last thing I need is bigger nuts.
I'm super competitive and I'm super physical when I do play sports. So I credit that to the testosterone, but
it's still just
it's debatable on if frisbees is.
I don't know about it.
So Humphrey, your hat is from San Bernardino?
Yeah, like I said, like I feel like a hipster because it's not a local hat. I just was browsing hats when I picked up an Aqua Sox hat and I thought it was cool as fuck.
Did you get it before or after the terrorist attack?
The Cuck Boys?
After.
Okay, well, good to support a community after a horrible trauma, I guess.
Good for you.
Dude, do you ever go watch minor league baseball? It's amazing.
Nah, but my dad played in it.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's cheap. I even like minor league baseball games after I stopped getting fucking blitzed on cheap beer. Like, it's a good way to spend an evening.
Yeah, the best part is that the team that's playing is actually as smashed as the audience.
They also have the best names because, it's minor league teams. So you get these like crazy local names that would never fly.
Yeah, they got like Quick Fingers Carl, the pinch hitter.
Well, not just that, the teams, you know what I mean? You end up with like the Chesapeake Bay Blue Crabs down here in Maryland, like one of the farm teams for the Orioles.
You're like, shit, I wonder if that guy's gonna make it to home base.
Yeah, since I moved out to Eastern Washington, I've went to a couple Spokane Indians games, and then there's another league that plays. They got a team down in Yakima, and I think they're the Pippins, which is a like varietal of apple, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, there's some really cool. I've seen some really cool like minor league hockey and minor league baseball team logos before.
Like you'll like this, Alicia. So John Ryan, the punter for the Seahawks, he's a part owner of the Portland Pickles.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
What sport is that?
It's a like I think they're actually like a collegiate like league. I don't think they're a part of a feeder system, but it's baseball.
Must be weird to be like, hey mom, I did it. I got on the team. It's like,
oh, what team are you on? The Pickles. Oh my god. Oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, I should say he used to be the Seahawks punter. He's no longer the Seahawks punter
No,
as of a couple days ago. But
that's a disappointed father moment.
Dude, what is going on with the Hawks? That team is not gonna do so great this year.
I mean, it's
I live in Seattle.
Dude, we got college football coming up.
It's because they let John Ryan go, and he was the best part of the team because he was on American Ninja Warrior too. He was the best part of the team.
I mean, was he though? It's not like you guys don't have like an MVP level quarterback.
Nah, it was all about the Ginger Ninja.
I want to mention though that he was only an MVP level quarterback when he wasn't getting boned by Ciara.
No, last season.
Yeah, no, he was good last season. Everybody else was really bad. He was still really good.
He was mediocre last season.
No, everybody else was just that terrible.
No,
when he wasn't getting boned by Ciara, he did a lot better. And
no, homies
I can't hear Jerry very well, so it just sounds like Alicia's arguing with herself.
Seriously, like I'm not gonna lie that I'm not gonna lie that Russell Wilson isn't the corniest person on earth. That's fine, but no, he's still a hell of a quarterback, and he was good last year. It's just everybody else around him was that much worse.
Yeah, no, like the only reason why you guys were competitive in any sense was because of Russell Wilson.
Like you put Matt Stafford on the Seahawks, and they would have won 2 games.
Hell yeah, brother! Football.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah.
The measure of a great quarterback is if they can take the Browns to a victory.
Like, I mean, Matt Stafford's way underrated, but like, no, Russell Wilson seriously like was your entire offense.
Like Russell Wilson could take the Browns to at least 1 win.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
are you guys making puns?
He had more yards, running yards than our
entire team.
running backs.
Yeah, no, he was a leading rusher last year. Yeah,
like double full,
a large margin.
He did. Yeah, he may have ran a lot.
And pass.
He wasn't
short
as
passing game.
accurate on throwing as he was before he started boning Ciara and
that's because they were trying to fucking kill him the entire time. He wouldn't be accurate either.
What are we talking about?
The man's a national treasure.
more. I love Russell Wilson. I think he's amazing. But I think that he performed better when he wasn't getting laid, and maybe he should stop having sex for a while.
I like Rebel Wilson. She's hilarious.
Cosmopolitan fucking.
You see, she's like Melissa McCarthy if Melissa McCarthy wasn't annoying.
Right?
Yeah. Or hot.
That's an interesting statement.
Impressive take on that.
All right.
Man, Melissa McCarthy. Super sexy. You don't like that?
I'm just reading chat. It's all right.
That's not a good choice.
Don't laugh with something I say and then say it's chat. You fucking.
Actually,
Graham, you're fucking hilarious. I love you, dude.
And it
You
is
just keep being you, all right?
I saved the show, man.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Totally.
No, I'm just kidding. You guys were. I couldn't finish. Let's talk about.
Oh shit! Were you laughing at
The show doesn't end
2000?
until you do, my friend.
Were you laughing at BB 2000, Shindo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing so much.
Honestly, Alicia knows more about football than I fucking do. That's for sure.
She knows more about NFL than I do, but that's because I am from Cleveland, so I don't pay attention to the NFL. It
College football is slavery.
Protects my sanity. That's what makes it great. All right, they're fighting for their lives.
Can go fuck himself. That dude was an asshole when he was back at the UW. That Mark Emmert can go fuck himself. Fuck the NCAA.
Look, BB, I would probably know a hell of a lot less if I didn't have to pay attention to football. But that's only because I'm in 3 goddamn fantasy football leagues. I don't know how I got roped into it, but I got roped into it. So now I play these 3 leagues, and I have to pay attention to what the fuck the players are doing. So I watch every single football game that happens during the regular season.
Yeah, if I wanted football tips, I'd probably ask Alicia. Just like if I wanted Subaru tips, I'd probably ask Dent Man.
Urban Meyer got suspended for 3 games for covering up for somebody beating the shit out of their wife. But the students at those schools who get paid with nothing but a substandard education can get in trouble for getting free tattoos.
Dude, it's Ohio State. They've done shifty shit for the past 20 years. Like
longer than that.
Like they're shifty. They're the Patriots of college football, essentially, except they don't win as much.
Yeah, but Colt, we're biased. I do have to throw that out there.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not so big on the rivalry anymore because it's not so much a rivalry anymore.
Well, Jerry's got the devil's curly hair, so who's going to listen to him, right?
Sure, dude.
By the way, your girlfriend said you need a haircut.
Oh no, she's not wrong.
Get on that.
Which girlfriend?
It was super luscious and greasy. I love it.
Girlfriend?
Dude, it's not greasy. I literally just got out of the shower before the show.
Yeah.
Hey, it looks greasy.
Damn.
You greasy looking motherfucker.
It's just wet, guys, like his pussy.
No, it's just greasy like his pussy. Oh my god.
Have I ever talked about how much I hate it, you guys?
And we'll see you next week where we tackle hair maintenance for men.
Who knows?
Maybe I got that locked down.
Maybe who knows? Maybe Graham will get some anal next week.
Does he manscape
never
his
know.
anus? We can ask him for a photo, but I don't think you guys want to see it.
No.
Concrete, you're the one that would want to see it.
Right.
I mean,
Just hope I don't catch Cytheria.
I'd rather stay on YouTube as a platform. So no.
Oh man. All right. I guess that's the show. Seems everybody's done. we got to sports and everybody went, oh, well, I don't know about these teams.
I'm spent.
Yep.
And I'll talk about
the one part took a lot out of me, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to it got the sports ball, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's talk about that. Please.
It's not that tiny. That's the new tagline of the show. It's not that tiny. Instead of a bunch of white people solve the world's problems, it's not that tiny.
Can you just always change Graham's name to that, please?
Can we put the disclaimer up after this episode for sure? For me, please.
Sure. Yeah.
Thanks.
We'll do that.
Sorry.
The views and opinions expressed on StopGap do not reflect the views and opinions expressed on StopGap.
There you go.
Of those expressing the opinions and views on StopGap.
This show is purely satire.
Purely satire. Entirely satire. We will see you guys next week. I think this is my outro.
Graham drops.
How about the show?
That was a funny one.
Balls. Are we still on?
Oh yeah, we still got like 15 seconds, I'd say, in
Oh,
the outro.
balls.
Paul Flart got fired.
I don't even know who that is.
Paul Flart.
Hail Marys, baby.
Real quick, one second. Last minute announcement for the show. Don't forget to subscribe and submit your Marry Kill Fuck in the Discord in the description.
We're drawing it next week.
We're drawing it next week. Good night,
Only
guys.
at 285 subscribers.